Let's go, baby. UFC 330 is in the house. And hey, we're going to have some fun tonight. Look, I had to change the setup. I got to be able to see the TV. Got to move everything around. So when I do these live shows, man, I don't want to say it's a lot of work because I enjoy doing this. It's fun. But let me know how you guys enjoy this camera angle. It's a little bit different. You're not looking directly at me. I'm going to have to look in this way a little bit. But hey, guys, it's been fun. Hey, hit me up with some questions while we got some free time. They're obviously doing the changeover from the prelims to the main card. I thought the prelims had some good fights, man. There were some damn good fights on there. Actually, I was pretty excited about some of the fights. And look, I actually cashed out on some of them, to be honest. Kind of worked out. I threw $50 down on oral buy. He ended up pulling me out. Let me see what I pulled up. I think it's like 400 something is what he won me. So that was a good one. Threw $50 down. Anytime somebody is that big of a dog, I'm willing to go ahead and throw a little bit of money down. So I was like, look, let's just see. You're that big of it. I think when I put the money down, it was plus 730. I think he was all the way up to like a plus 1,000, I think is what it was. What I saw, I didn't get in on that. I had already placed my bet. I think it was plus 730. Let me see what it is. Let me see what it pulled up on. But yeah, man, cashed out there. That felt good on that one. Let me see. And then I also went on Stoltzfus and Abdul-Malik. And then I pulled up on, I'm going to go on Edson Barboza over Ribovics. Plus, he's a plus 470. So for me, I just had to do it. I had to give it a try. Do you think Tony gets the love he deserves? No, he does not get the love he deserves. He doesn't. He doesn't resonate with the fans. Look, I think he's got a lot of hardcore fans that love him. They loved him from his era. What's up, guys? What's up, everybody? I'm going to let you guys all kind of just trickle in. If you guys got questions while we got some free time, these guys are doing the intro to the show right now. We got John Anik, Joe, and my boy DC, man, doing the intro right now. So let's go ahead and chat a little bit, man. No, Tony Ferguson does not get the love he deserves. And what I mean by that is that he just didn't resonate with the UFC brass. Something must have happened. Something must have went on during the time that he was, fighting for them. And I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but he's never really seemed to get the love. Even when he left or like before, why would you want someone like him to leave? He has put on some of the best fights, some of the most entertaining fights. I got a lot of respect for Tony Ferguson, man. Like it just doesn't, I don't know. He just didn't resonate. And when they don't see the star power or they don't see the numbers, they don't do you any favors. Okay. And let me just be clear. This is not just about the UFC. The UFC and other promotions, they wouldn't be doing him any favors either, to be honest. Like the stuff that, the tiramisu thing, the fathead Habib, all that, like that stuff never resonated with anybody but him. His trash talk game is not the best. His fight game is spectacular, and it was, especially during that like 5-year stint where he was just on fire. I mean, he deserves all the credit, man. He beat a lot of really good guys during that time, the interim champ, all those things. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. What else? Let me see what we got here. I put $50 down on Edson Barboza because he's a plus 470. So I went in on him. I almost went in on Chidi and Chikwani, but I did not. I was like, Joel Alvarez was out there with Habib and Islam training. And I got a little concerned. I was like, will he try to wrestle and then make himself tired? So just a little bit of the unknown, how much influence they had on him over doing camp there. Those are the things I was concerned about. So I didn't want to actually, put any money down on that. Just wasn't sure. Would he wrestle? Would he not wrestle? Would he look the same after trying to avoid Habib's takedowns? Look, it changes the way you fight, or not Habib, but Islam's takedowns. It changes the way he fights. It will change the way you kind of look at your opponent when you're in there next time. Like, so I didn't want to, he also wasn't with his, wasn't training with his normal camp. And I just didn't want to put money down on him. But I went Edson Barboza, $50 because he's a plus 470. So I did that bet. I also went with I went with Stoltzfus only because he's a plus 470 as well. Look, I think when I put money down on both these guys, I went with, and obviously that returns me 235. Not bad, man. Not bad. But I actually cashed out pretty well on, what's this next one here? I cashed out pretty well on my first one, which cashed out. So I went Jeremiah Wells, $50 because he was a plus 730. Jeremiah Wells cashed me out at 415. So that was great, man. That was great. It was good to see him do his business. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. UFC on Paramount Plus. So we will wait to see when they return. But until then, let's chat, man. Let's talk. Let's have some discussions. I'm available for your guys' questions right now. And let's talk. Let's talk fight game. Let's talk, obviously, if you guys know, I had interviewed Alan Jobon, and I interviewed Javier Mendez, Islam's coach, Habib's coach, my coach. And then also John Morgan. And we did a full plethora of fighters, or not fighters, but a show. And then I actually dropped that show of everybody all on one show. So you get an opportunity. We're calling it the Ultimate UFC 3, basically a preview. So if you guys haven't seen that on our channel, it puts the 3 interviews together back to back. I think it ends up being like an hour and a half or something like that, or hour 15 minutes. Great little clip that Podcast Dave put together. So I want to thank him for that. Did you bet on the Chiefs? No, I do not bet on preseason games. I don't do that. It's just too much. Why? It's a waste of money. It's a waste of money. I did not bet on the Chiefs. Sometimes you can get some really funky prop bets for a preseason, but I have no desire. No, I actually want to see the real person play and the real person win, or the real person compete. So he's a weird dude, but he's an assassin. I think you're talking about Tony Ferguson. I 100% agree. Tony Ferguson is one of those guys that he is a weird person, and he has some really weird takes, and he has like really weird trash talk and all those things, but you can't take away what he's done in the UFC and what he's done in his career. And I'm definitely not going to do that. I mean, he's got a win over me, and a very dominant win, by the way. And I thought he fought a great fight. So he's had great wins. His fight right after me, when he fought Lando Venata, I was there front row watching that fight. I was like, holy shit, what a fight. What a comeback. What a great fight. If you guys haven't seen that fight, that was in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And I was like, man, this guy's going to get crushed. Tony's going to smack him. Nope. It was a back and forth battle. Tony ends up, obviously beating him, but it was still a very, very fun fight. Great fight. Hope Wells fights again. I do hope he fights again, but you know what? While we're on that topic with Jeremiah Wells, let's take a look at the rankings, because he's not in the rankings, but he wants a top 15 guy. So if we're going to put him somewhere in that welterweight where we can actually have him fight somebody, let's talk about who he can fight. You don't want to give him, let's just say, you don't want to give him a Yaroslav Amosov. You don't want to give him somebody like that. But he's got power in his hands. He's scrappy. Look, I would like to see him maybe fight someone like a Mike Malott. That to me is a fun fight. Maybe you have him fight D-Rod. D-Rod coming off the loss. Jeremiah Wells coming off the win. D-Rod, losing to Eurosmedic 2 weeks ago. They're close enough to where, hey, they could potentially get into a training camp and probably fight sometime by November. So that maybe is a good fight for him as well. That might be put him in there. Kevin Holland is available. Yaroslav Amosov, I say no to. Kamaru Usman, I say no to. Mike Malott, that would be a fun fight. And I think anybody above that, I think you're really kind of dipping into too much for him. But I loved what I saw today. Never gave up. Chased that front rear naked. I loved it, man. I thought he knew he was down probably two rounds. There could have been an argument there for him winning the first round, because he did rock his opponent in the first part. But I mean, I don't know. For me, I looked at it and I'm thinking to myself, man, he could spend more time throwing his hands in that fight. He should have let it go a little bit more. He also hung out on the bottom a little bit too much. So yeah, interesting. Mike and him would be a very interesting fight. I would agree with you. It looks like Hawk Never Die. Looks like you're saying that would be an interesting fight. I actually do like that fight. I think that's a damn good fight. So I wouldn't mind seeing that. I have a question for you guys, though. You guys drop me in the comments here. Let me know what you guys are thinking. But does Islam have a chance? I know you guys are all going to say I'm a homer, which I am. I am 100% a homer. Does Islam have a chance, though, to become GOAT status with a win over Ian Garry tonight? And I think he's got to get a win over like a Shavkat, or a win over maybe Michael Morales. If he beats Shavkat, look, Ian Garry's got one loss to Shavkat. If Shavkat can come back and he can beat Shavkat, who's undefeated, and if he can beat Michael Morales, who's undefeated, that gives him a pretty damn good resume to say that puts him right there at the top of the GOAT status. 2 division champ. And he fought guys in those divisions that were extremely, extremely good and undefeated. and young still. Shavkat's still young. Morales still young. Ian Garry still young. You know, tonight I am a little concerned, man. I think, you know, I've spent the last 3 weeks talking about Islam getting the takedown, getting controlling the top position, chasing the submission, getting the submission before round 3. You know, I placed a bet on Islam, not on Islam, but if I was to place a bet on Islam, it would be for him to win by submission within the distance. It'll be hard probably in the first 2-3 rounds. I think he could get it in the first 3 rounds. I wouldn't be surprised if he got it later though either. But if I was to place a bet, because I don't bet on my friends, but if I was to place a bet on Islam, it would be to win by submission. I think control. On the feet. There's something there. Like Javier Mendez was on my pod last week, and we were talking about how you can't underestimate Islam's stand-up. And a lot of guys, I think, are overlooking it. They're overlooking his stand-up. They're not giving him the credit he deserves for his stand-up. And I think he deserves a little bit more credit for his stand-up. Now, he can get in some trouble because tonight, Ian Garry is a very fast fighter. He's a long fighter. I know there was a lot of speculation. As we saw the original face-off in Philly, like where, you know, the Rocky statue was, when we saw that, it was like, oh, they're pretty close in height. And then we saw him again, like the next day or 2 days later. And then you're like, okay, Ian Garry is legit, probably 6'3", and Islam is legit. I've always said 5'11", 6 foot. He's not 5'10", because I'm 5'10", and he's definitely taller than me. And I was a legit 5'10". So I'm shrinking a little bit now that I'm almost 50, but yeah. If Islam finishes Machado Garry, I'd entertain GOAT status. No, I agree. I think with Ian Garry, he needs to finish him, because this is one of those fights where Ian Garry's good on the feet, but on the ground, I don't see it. I think these are the guys that Islam should be finishing, because he is a very one-dimensional fighter. On the ground, he's not great. His takedown defense has gotten better. You know, he is also he can be a defensive jiu-jitsu fighter on the ground, Ian Garry, but Islam is a very offensive defensive jiu-jitsu fighter, as you guys can tell. Chasing submissions. He submitted Dustin Poirier in the 5th round. He's got submissions over Charles Oliveira. Like, he will chase submissions. Doesn't matter what time, where you're at in the fight. And I love that about him. A lot of fighters are like, no, I'm up by 4 rounds. Why would I chase a submission right now, potentially lose position, and get put on bottom? Give this guy an opportunity. To do what he did against Dustin in the 5th round, chasing that short arm Darce, I mean, that says a lot about what he is trying to accomplish. He doesn't want to continue to fight more minutes. He doesn't get paid by the minute. He wants to get these guys out of there. So I just, since this yesterday and today, I've been thinking a lot about this fight, and I'm just thinking to myself, man, there are ways for Ian Garry to win. And it scares me. And DC was talking about a little bit earlier, I get so nervous watching my friends fight way more than I ever do for my own fights. And those are the things that most people don't, the average fan outside they probably will never understand. Is that if I'm fighting, I feel like I have full control. And I also know how much work I put in to get to the stage. Whereas when you're coaching or cornering your friends, you know how much they put in, which could make you more nervous, because if they didn't put in enough work, you're like, man, you could have ran more, or man, you could have tried to wrestle a little bit more. You took more days off than you probably should have. That makes you nervous. But then there's also moments where, like, it just makes you nervous to see your friend go in there because you have no control. There are fighters that I've coached, like John Fitch was one of them when I coached him and cornered him multiple times, probably over 10 times. John's one of those guys that if I said, hey, put your right hand on the knee and push down and step over the leg, he would automatically go right hand on the knee, step over, and pass guard. That was John Fitch. It was like playing a video game. John Fitch listened so well. And I think for somebody who didn't have a lot of athleticism, that guy was like joysticking. You know, I think for me, it just felt so easy to corner him because he listened to every single thing. And I can't recall the only fight. What fight? I don't know what. There was never a fight that I corner him where he lost. I probably cornered him for maybe 7 to 10 fights. I would say more, probably closer to 7 fights. Him, but then there's guys that just, you knew they were good, they were talented, they live off their ability, but they also just didn't listen. You know, Mike Kyle never listened. That guy was one of those fighters where you just, no matter what you said to him, he would just do whatever the hell he wanted to do. And then when you got out, he would just give you an excuse on why he didn't do it. Josh, can you explain why there has been multiple teammates of Khabib, including Usman and Islam, fail the drug test? I can tell you why. Let me explain this to you. You guys know Maria Sharapova? Maria Sharapova was on the same thing, or got tested positive for the same thing that Islam did, and I believe Usman did. It's called meladonium, I think is what it's called, but it's basically like a vitamin that they take over the counter, and that certain things in it that are banned are just sold over the counter and other things. It's actually meant for like your conditioning and cardio for young kids, and they've been taking it since they were young kids. And so if you guys don't recall, like if you guys do recall, Maria Sharapova got suspended for 3 years because they've given Russians a certain amount of time to get it out of their system. But if you guys don't know, Islam was actually vindicated by USADA. I believe it was USADA, or maybe it's the new one, that basically his suspension was lifted. So sure, during that time, they said that he tested positive, and he served a portion of his suspension, but they ended up lifting the suspension because it was basically something that you can get over the counter, or it was a tainted something. Anyways, that being said, it's very similar to what's going on with what happened with Usman as well. It's Maria Sharapova. I think she served a 3-year ban from tennis. I don't like to see this. Barboza making his walk out to the cage, and he's very emotional. He's crying. I think he knows that this is probably his last fight. This is one of those things where, look, if you guys also take a look at his right eye, from what I've been told that he's pretty much almost blind in the right eye. Now, I don't know what it's from. I don't know if it was from fighting. I don't know if it's from a car accident. I don't know what it's from. We don't know anything about what it's from. I'm just simply saying, like, I've been told, like, his right eye seems to droop a little bit, and he's having some problems with it. And this seems like the way that he just walked out seems very emotional. But, I put some money down on him to win, because I think that with all this, I don't know. I just feel like with the odds where he's at, I think he definitely can win this fight. Excuse me. Barboza making his walk right now, walking into the cage. I'm not sure where you guys are at on the broadcast, but this is basically a watch along. We do not show the fights here, okay? I don't want to get shut down. John Fitch says he listened too much in interviews, so not sure that's a strength. It definitely was a strength in a lot of the fights. I had cornered him for Shoney Carter, and the game plan was always just to take Shoney down, not let him really get off or do any of those things. But the game plan was also to stay in his guard and do some work, ground and pound. And when he went to shuffle and move out, was to actually posture up and do a lot of damage. And that worked perfectly. I've cornered him through multiple other guys. I'm trying to think a couple of UFC fights that I did with him as well. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. But yeah, I've cornered him for a couple of UFC fights as well. And some of his, remember, it was not WFA, it was World Series of Fighting, cornered him for that. Edson Barboza is now a plus 525, and you've got Ribovics at minus 750. Oof. Take a look at his right eye versus his left eye in this face-off right here. And they're giving you the stats. Yeah, not a good look. Not a good look. So definitely not something you want. You really don't want the fighters fighting too long into their career when things like that happen. I know Michael Bisping and Shara Bullet both fought with one eye, or Shara is fighting with one eye, but let's take a look. How do you guys see this fight going? To me, this is going to be a good fight, but Barboza does have a tendency to slow down as the fight goes on. Can Ribovics keep the pressure on without getting caught in, halfway through the second round and going into the third round? Can he put that pressure on Barboza? Oof. Both had excuses, but Jones failed for a legit PED. I don't know if Jones failed for a legit PED. I think he failed for a dick pill, which is not a legit PED, but we all know what dick pills do. They all mask the steroids, and he's had picograms in his system. So we all know at some point in his career that he was obviously has used PEDs. So here comes the John Jones haters. John Jones haters. No one, I don't think, you think Barboza by, let's see, Tom Wilson, you think Barboza by TKO round 2, huh? I like that. I like to see that. I like to see that. Yes. I got Barboza right now. I think I bet him at a plus 470 is what I think I bet him at. Yep. Barboza at a plus 470 is what I had him at. Oof. We'll take a look. Let's see. Here we go. Herb Dean about to walk to the center. That guy, I hope he has a good night tonight, man. He's been catching strays. Got a lot of flack from the Dana White Contender Series on Tuesday as well. So, oof. I like Herb, though. Here we go. Touch of the gloves, round one. We're at 454, 453 if you guys are watching the fight. Nice. Ribovics with some nice return kicks. I like that. I think when somebody like Edson Barboza kicks you, and Ribovics, I think he's got to return the kick right away to let him know I can kick with you. Now, I don't know if he really can. Yeah, I like that. Barboza circling back out to the center of the cage. Nice leg kick. Those inside kicks hurt by Ribovics, but you've got to throw the outside as well, the calf as well as nice body shot though by Barboza. Oh, these guys are slinging it, man. We're 30 seconds in and they're slinging it. Oh, this is where I think Ribovics has the advantages with the boxing. Edson's never had great boxing, but he's hit his kicks behind his boxing, and it's so slick and so smooth on how he does it. There we go. Barboza looks a little off balance. You can see kind of how stiff Barboza is. You can see like a little bit of the age kind of showing these days. Looks a little bit different though with a lot of hair. I think you guys can all agree. Looks a little different with all that hair. What's your feeling on the main? Jerry OC, I'll answer that in the intermission at the 1 minute break. Ooh, nice counter though, right there by Ribovics. Let's go, guys. Let's go. I'm liking that inside kick. I'd like to see him go inside, outside right away. And that's true. Oh, doesn't want to get into a slug match, though. The younger fighter always sometimes has a tendency to think, oh, the old dog can't hurt me. Ooh, that was a nice body kick there. He's got to be careful. Whether he can hurt you, but he can hurt you as the fight goes on. Just right there. Oh, Barboza took a big left hook. Two of them back-to-back by Ribovics. Nice job. I like the constant pressure of Ribovics. This is what you need to do to beat Edson Barboza. This has been the way ever since Barboza came into the sport, into the UFC. If you pressured him and made him fight on his back foot, he wasn't as good as if you gave him the space. That's pretty common, though, for a lot of fighters, just to be honest. No problem, Jerry. I'll get to you as soon as we hit this 1 minute break in between rounds. Nice. Yeah, guys, trying a different camera angle. Normally, I'm facing you guys, watching the fights behind you guys, but I'm going to try it this way today. It was too much to unplug everything and plug it back in. I just turned my table a little bit, and this is the best. So, I kind of like this setup, though. This is actually kind of not bad. Ooh, good knee, though. Just barely grazed by Ribovics on Barboza. I'd like to see Barboza go to the body a little bit and then finish with some sort of body kick or leg kick across the front of the thigh, not so much on the outside or calf. Barboza's right eye is already kind of bleeding a little bit. I think Ribovics needs to get back. Oh, nice knee. Jumps in by Ribovics. Man, I wouldn't want to be kicked by either one of these guys. It's disgusting. Ugh, horrible. Podcast Dave is working behind the scenes. Alonzo Ponzi, he's working behind the scenes. So he doesn't work on the lives with me anymore because I can do them myself now. I've kind of picked up the slack on that. Once John left, I started learning how to do everything kind of on my own, not having to worry about everyone else in terms of like getting it set up and Dave having to worry about catering to John and I. So I started learning how to do everything myself, and then Dave could actually do more stuff for me on the backside. Like that whole clip, that whole video that Dave put out yesterday was basically the highlights of all of the UFC 330 talk. previews that we did with Alan Joban, we did with John Morgan, we did with Alan Joban, John Morgan, and Javier Mendez. If you guys haven't checked out those interviews, check them out. Also, too, on Monday, that was a nice straight right there by Barboza. I like that inside leg kick. It's kind of throwing Barboza off a little bit. He's not able to set his weight and throw his power punches. But he can't stand directly in front of Ribovics. Just off balance there. Oh, big shot, though, by Ribovics with the right hand. Oh, he's in trouble. Barboza's in a lot of trouble right now. Time. Whew. Got in a lot of trouble in that last. Ooh, something happened. Looks like his foot or his knees. Looking down at his toes. Take a look. All right, Jerry, let's go back up to you, my man. Let's see. What was your question? What's your feeling on the main, Josh, on the main event? My feeling is that I woke up this morning, and I woke up yesterday, and I woke up today with the fear that, ooh, that's nasty. Ooh. Oh. And he likes to kick a lot with that leg. He likes his lead leg kick, but he likes to kick a lot with that back leg. Yeah. Damn. My feeling on the main event is I woke up yesterday. I woke up today. Ian Garry Machado has a chance. He's got a chance. And we all know that he's got a chance. He's got a puncher's chance. He's got a movement chance. He's got a way to frustrate Islam. But once this fight does hit the ground, how will Islam close that distance? How will he get in deep enough? Will he shoot double legs, single legs? Will he snatch a single? Will he run a double? Will he get right to a single, up to a body lock? What will Islam do to close that distance? Because that's going to be the hardest part for him, is getting in without getting hit with 1 and 2 and 3 shots. I don't think it's going to be a one shot that would be able to finish Islam if Ian was to land. He's going to have to land 2, maybe 3 to get Islam out of there. Islam's got to be very careful on his approach in. The speed of Ian, the height of Ian, all those things will give him some problems. But we'll know right off in the first minute how much Islam plans on standing. Will it? Ooh, big left hook and right hook by Ribovics. I mean, obviously, you guys know, like, I think once this fight gets into any type of clinch, or we see how Islam plans to close that distance, and if he's got to cut the cage off, he can't chase after him, I think Islam's got a really good chance of getting a submission, I think, before round 3. I definitely think if this fight hits the ground, he probably can sub him before round 3. Ian's got to fight a almost textbook perfect fight to win this fight. Oh, big straight left by Ribovics. Yeah, Barboza looks a little stiff, man. He doesn't know what to do right now. All the punches, the parrying, the feints, the changing of the stance by Ribovics is throwing Barboza off. And I think knowing that it probably hurts him really bad to throw that rear leg kick because of the cut on his leg, on his shin. Nice elbow by Ribovics. Oh, straight right, a little step in. Oh, big. He's in a lot of trouble right now. Big elbow by Ribovics. Big elbow. Barboza's in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble right now. That's it. Yep. Good stoppage by Herb Dean. Good job, buddy. Good job. Whew. Not an easy way, man. Yep, not an easy way. Ooh, I gotta turn it this way. Damn, what a performance by Ribovics, though. What a performance. Great job. Great job. You love fighting, but you can tell, I think Edson might be calling it a career tonight. We'll see. Maybe you guys can tell me what he says. Yeah. Oof. Great job. Great job. All right, guys, pop me in with some questions. Ian should work his jab like Little Nog did to Rashad Evans to help defeat the wrestling and distance closing by Islam. I agree, 100%. Tom Wilson, I agree. He needs to work his jab, which I think is common for him to do. It's not like he's going to just completely get rid of his jab because he's afraid of the takedown. He's just got to work it a little bit lower. He's got to work it probably about chest level. In my honest opinion, is that if he leaves himself out of position in combinations, and that's the problem, is when you throw 2 and 3 punch combinations, you have a tendency to leave yourself out of position. And when you do that, that makes it easier for guys like Islam to either snatch single, get into a body lock, lift, scoop, any of those things. And Islam is extremely talented in all those areas, and single leg, double leg, kind of shucking the arm by, getting to the back. He'll lay heavy on the forearms. He'll do all of those things. And yeah, it's going to be very dangerous for Ian Garry. He's got to fight almost a perfect fight in his movement. And the other thing, he cannot fight. He cannot be on his bike running around when there's nothing going on. He's got to make sure that he is careful with how much wasted movement he's using. Because if he's wasting movement out there and as the fight goes on, he'll start to get a little bit tired. What's up, lazy bed, man? Look at you out here doing the Lord's work. I always say that. Hit the like button, you guys. Hit that chat. Hit that subscribe button. I want to thank you guys so much for continuing to support the pod. Also, as soon as we are done with this full live watch along, I'm going to do my full reaction of the fights. So I'll jump right on. I'm going to cut off of this one. Let people go ahead and go to sleep if they want. I'm going to drop off of this as soon as the last fight ends. I'll drop off. And then I'll probably use the restroom and I'll come right back and then we'll jump back on. I've already scheduled it and we will talk. I will give you a full reaction of the main card. And then tomorrow morning, I will give you a recap with Big Ange. So Big Ange and I will be doing a recap tomorrow morning. Not sure what time yet, but probably early. I would say probably like a 9 a.m. Central time, maybe a 10 a.m. Eastern time. But yeah, Peter V, my man. This is my boy right here. Look at this guy. This is my boy right here. What I want to know is when the Thompson Studios is going to happen. Yes, Peter V, we've got to go. This, if you guys don't know who Peter V is, man, this guy's a fucking legend here in the Dallas area, man. But he's worked on a ton of different shows. He's done a bunch of great content. He actually filmed, edited, and produced and did all the work for my Element commercial. So he did a great job, man. If you guys are looking for someone to do a video, some video work for him, man, hit him up. Peter V is the man. So my kids call him Mr. Peter. Mr. Peter. But Peter and I have been looking at some locations. We're going to probably work on opening a studio for all the shows that we got coming up. You know, we have the Dad Dojo podcast. That one there is it's been on hold since all the kids have been out of school, but now school's back in. We'll get Bobby Lashley and Rich Chow and myself all back in the studio, talk about, being a dad and living here in Texas. We'll do that one. And then, I do the bad takes with Big Ange. So Big Angelo and I, we've been doing stuff like that. I just ran into Diego Fajeda yesterday. I just ran into him yesterday at Fury Fights here in Dallas. And we took a picture together, man. Good dude, man. Really good dude. Super nice. I think Ribovics is a little bit too young. Too much energy. I want to see Diego get a couple more wins. I don't think giving him someone like Ribovics is fair to him. But look, we live in a game. We live in a world where the young eat the old, man. That's the thing. That's the shitty part. The young eats the old. Bro, you think he's gonna retire right now? I think if they give him the microphone, no, it doesn't look like it. Maybe he'll retire afterwards. I don't know. He just seems so emotional when he walked out. I'm not sure what they're gonna do. Oh, there you go. Yep. All done. You could tell when he walked out, he was emotional. He was crying. I think those were his kids that he stopped and gave a hug to, right there. And look, guys, Edson Barboza has given us some of the best and most entertaining fights. I love this about Ribovics. Great job, young man. I think, look, just a tough fight. He's young, Edson's older. Yep, those were his kids that he gave a hug to. Yep. It's hard, man. It's hard to walk away from something that you've given your life to. You know what I mean? Like with Edson, like we've gotten a lot of great fights out of him, and he had fought multiple times before in kickboxing. Just sucks that, never really got to get past. I think he was never ranked higher, I think like number 6 or something like that. But he was still very fun to watch fight. Had some big time fights. And man, great job. Great career. Fun. Definitely fun. Like one of those, they're the fighters, and that must be his wife. The fighters that you just want to see, that you love. Like you knew when Barboza would fight, right? You knew you were going to get a damn good fight. You knew what you were going to get. What were you going to get? You're going to get someone that came out, fucking tried spinning kicks, Tried, crush your calf, crush your leg, inside, outside, big time, like a lot of hooks, never really threw straight punches, more of a hooker, had some power. Like, it's a big deal. Definitely a big deal. So great. I feel blessed to have watched him fight. This guy. Oh my gosh. You guys on the when they leave the gloves in the ring and leave, who gets them? The UFC probably gets them signed by Edson Barboza, and then he probably sells them. They probably sell them online. There's the man, Matt Hughes. There's the man. Shane Victorino right there, Philly's ball player. Makes sense for him to be there since he played in Philly, won a World Series with Philly. These guys are all from this area. His daughter. That's awesome. Wahlberg. Nice. That guy's maybe 5'6". Oh, Wahlberg, man, you remember that? Remember the what was the songs he made? He had some fire songs back in the day. This guy. I think he owns that company, Municipal, I think is what it is. But yeah, I like his stuff. I see his stuff kind of around Dallas every once in a while. So, hey, you know what? Let Tofik stack wins, book him, and I wouldn't mind that. Tofik and Ribovics seemed like a fun fight. That seemed like a really good fight. I'm not Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Good vibrations, Peter V with the knowledge. If you guys don't know about Peter V, man, Peter V was the guy. He could break dance your ass off. This dude was out there popping and locking. This dude was out there, techno house music. This dude was closing down the clubs at like 3-4 in the morning. Whether it was Vegas, whether it was Dallas, whether it was LA, man, Peter V's been out there crushing the dance moves. This guy can do his thing. I was too busy trying to fight. I could dance though. I could cut a rug. I can cut a rug a little bit. Not too bad. Oh man, but good opening fight. I think we knew this is a good thing we didn't have Joel Alvarez and Chitty on the opening fight. Definitely. Could we get a watch along with you and Gilbert watching your fight? You know what? Gilbert and I have talked about that, Tom Wilson. We've talked about Gilbert Melendez and I have talked about us doing a watch along over one of our fights. And I think he wanted to watch the second fight because that's kind of where he won the title back. He wanted that fight. And that was a damn good fight. It was a fun fight. For me, it was a fun fight. I know I lost the title, but it was still a very fun fight for me. I really enjoyed it. I still look at that fight and think to myself how entertaining it was for the fans. I was so excited to be back in the cage. I had like an 18-month layoff because I broke my leg down by my ankle. And I broke it 3 times throughout that year. Every time I tried to come back and train, I would break my leg again. And I had a plate put in with 9 screws, and the bone would just break above the plate. Like the plate was a fulcrum, and it just kept snapping over the plate. And so now if you look at the x-ray, the plate is still in there, but I have like calcifications where the bone is. It's like real thick. Like my bone is real thick around those areas because I'd broken it several times above that plate. So really sucked. I know a lot of people talk about, oh, you've got a bionic leg and you must kick harder. No, it actually hurts you a lot more. So, Josh, what would have been your perfect retirement fight? Ooh, that's a good one, man. That's a good one. Oh man. What would have been a perfect retirement fight? Guys, give me some options. I mean, at the time I was fighting in Bellator, so I would have had to pick somebody for there. I would have probably liked to have got the Benson Henderson fight back because he was in. Oh, King Green. No, I think the Nate Diaz thing. Look, the Nate Diaz fight for me was more of like I wanted to fight him outside of MMA. I wanted to fight him in boxing or bare knuckle, or I didn't want to fight him in MMA. I wanted to fight him in boxing or bare knuckle because I enjoyed that. I grew up fighting the streets, and I thought it'd be fun to fight him in a bare knuckle fight. So Diaz, that would have been something outside, but a retirement fight from MMA. I mean, shit. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, man. I mean, I could probably say maybe like an Anthony Pettis because him and I were supposed to fight for the UFC title. And that was the second time I was supposed to fight for the UFC title, and then they took it away from me. So that kind of bothered me a little bit. But let me see what else. I would say, yeah, probably Anthony Pettis would have been a good retirement fight for me. You know, King Green would have liked to have got that one back. And then Benson Henderson probably would have liked to have got that one back. You know, with Bobby, it was more like that was, I don't know. I didn't really look at the Bobby fight as like one that I'm like, whatever. It just kind of bothered. It didn't bother me for a bit because I knew I could have done a lot better. I should have fought a lot better. I was out there goofing around, fucking off. And then, but with the Benson fight, knowing that I should have won that fight, regardless of a broken hand, broken thumb, tore all my ligaments in my thumb, all those things. Yeah. That was a fight that I wish I could have got back. So the Benson fight, I would say Drew Dober. I'm a fan of Drew Dober. I would never want to fight Drew Dober. He's a little ball of muscle, too hard to take down, too hard to hold down, all those things. I would never fight BJ Penn. BJ Penn and I are really good friends. So I wouldn't even entertain a fight with BJ Penn ever. Same thing with like Frankie Edgar. Would never entertain a fight with Frankie Edgar ever. Gray Maynard would never entertain a fight with Gray Maynard ever. Tyson Griffin would never entertain a fight with him either. Guys that I've trained with, Habib, Islam, those guys, never entertain a fight with those guys ever. Never. Chandler, the beef is there. I don't know. At the time, we were just at different parts of our career. He was 31, 32, and I was 40. So we were supposed to fight twice. I got injured the first time. He got injured the second time. So fight never came to fruition, But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Those are probably my options. Pettis, like everything. If I was to have a retirement fight, it'd be for a reason. Pettis was because I was supposed to fight for the UFC title and never got a chance to. Benson, so I can get the fight back. Pettis, Benson, because I want to get the fight back. Never got the fight with Pettis because it was supposed to be for the UFC title. I think that's pretty much it, man. Those are probably the two. Nick, if I was to fight Nate would have been a fight like I said, Nick would have been a fight that I would have liked to move wrong. They just put the wrong name up. Dana's gonna flip his fucking lid. They just put the wrong name up. He fucking hates that shit. Dana hates that. So, I put money on Dustin Stoltzfus also, but $50 on him because the odds. I think he was like a +7 something or +6 something. I think is what he was, underdog. Yeah, but those are my matchups, man. Chiming in late, but they should have given Edson Barboza a 30-second send-off. I don't know if Edson had told them that he was retiring. That's what you guys have to remember that. It's kind of the fighters got to tell them that they're retiring. They can't just like poof, pull up all the content. And Honda in her prime versus Josh. I don't know who Honda is. This guy bet black all night. Calm down, buddy. Calm down. So we've had a couple people lose tonight that were not were not white. They've lost, and people that are white have lost also. So calm down, buddy. He said he didn't want it. What is that? Who didn't want what? Nate would be a fun fight outside of MMA. You guys have already seen the MMA fight, and I think in a boxing match with 10-ounce gloves would be fun. I think in a bare knuckle fight would definitely be fun. Would have definitely enjoyed that. But yeah, those are the fights, man. Those are the fights, I think. Who did have a good retirement fight? I liked TKZ versus Max, even though he lost. Who had a good one? Robbie Lawler had the best one. Went out there and just fucking knocked out not Nick Lentz, Nico Price. And everyone loves Robbie Lawler. So I think that was the fight. I think everyone's like, they wanted to see. I know we all want to see these guys go right off into the sunset. But Robbie got the win in impressive fashion and walked off into the sunset. What about Who? What else? What else? What else? Oh, Dustin. I mean, like, that was a very tough fight because everyone loves Max and everyone loves Dustin. And you don't want to see either guy lose, and you hate to see Dustin fight a guy who still has something left, that still wants to be there and has a lot left in the tank. And everyone loved Max, so everyone's like, "Ah, I want to see Dustin. I want to see Dustin get his win, but you also want to see Max win because you know that he's gonna have to stick around and get to a title shot eventually because he's still around." So I would have loved to have seen them match him up against somebody else, but that's the fight we got for Dustin's retirement. Dude, I always thought Robbie's last fight was sketchy, weird finish. No, he hit him with a beautiful, I think, uppercut and just slumped him and the fight was over. I mean, Robbie Lawler has that one crunch punch. He's always had it. He's lived, his whole career has been based off of that, man. Loved it. You know? Yeah, I mean, there's people, let me see, some people don't want a video send-off. That's what a lot of people need to remember. Some people don't want a video send-off. They want to just do their walk. And look, I've got people hitting me up for odds. Let me see, he may, I have someone text me like, hey, will Islam have some issues with Ian tonight? He may have some issues in the first 2 rounds. 2 rounds, trying to get his hands on him, But once it hits the ground, it should be a short night, right? I mean, that's kind of where we're at. Are we all in agreement with this? Like, if it hits the ground, you think Islam gets the finish? You think we see a sub from Islam Makhachev tonight? Dude, I always thought Bob is going to see. Let's see. When does the main event start? Probably not till like 10:30. 10:30 Central Time. That's my time, by the way. Probably won't start till, let's see. Fights start at 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, probably not till about 10:15, 10:25. It depends on what time these main cards start. So we'll see you guys. If you guys jump on here, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button before if you guys are going to go and come back. Hit that like and subscribe button. By the way, tomorrow morning, we will be doing a full recap with my big boy, Angelo. Mr. Three Chins, remove the tumor from his head, all that stuff. So, hey, we'll tune in for that tomorrow morning as well. You guys will do a full recap. Right after this, I'm doing a full reaction video of the main card. So right after this, I'm doing a full reaction video of the main card. He may have some issues in the first 2 rounds trying to get his hands on him. Once he does, I think he submits him. I think that's what we got. I think he subs him. There we go. Ian, if Ian has success on the feet, he could, let me see. Yeah. What do you guys have? I've got Abdul-Malik. I've got him. I have Stoltzfus. I bet Stoltzfus, but I think Abdul-Malik's gonna win, but I couldn't pass the odds. I think he's a plus when I bet on him. Let me see. Let me check my slip. He was a plus. Look at my slip here. Stoltzfus was a plus 520 when I bet on him. So that'll pay out pretty nice if he can get the win. Don't know if he can get the win. I did cash out though earlier, which was awesome. On the Jeremiah Wells fight. That one cashed out. Is Magny Hall of Fame material? No, he's not, unfortunately. Definitely love watching a fight. That's like saying, is Jim Miller Hall of Fame material? He's not. Nothing against Jim Miller. I love Jim Miller. Now, you could put one of his fights in there. You could definitely put one of his fights in there. Pick one. I mean, Jim Miller's got a ton of fights that I could put in there. Very much how like a Diego Sanchez, right? You put him in the Hall of Fame, but you put his fight in there. You don't put him in there, right? His fight, I think, with Gillian Melendez or his fight with somebody else. Who's the other guy? But I mean, he's had some great fights. Cowboys in Magny's in. Cowboys in, Magny's in. I don't think so. Now you can put, like I said, you can put their fights in there. I guess the question is, does Stoltzfus get out of the first round? That's a good question. That's the question that we kind of need to ask ourselves. Does he get out of the first round? Oof. I just picked Stoltzfus to win any way he possibly could. But 9-1-1, minus 700 favorite Mansur Abdul-Malik against Stoltzfus. I don't know. Oof. Yeah. Well, we got a little bit of time. What's up, boys? Zeke6629, my man. What's going on? Yo, someone said, I like Angelo. Chill on the fat jokes. Nah, man. Until he starts, he said he was working out, and then every weekend he drinks. He plays softball tomorrow night. He'll be drinking again. He sits out in the parking lot and drinks beer. I'm like, come on, man. Come on. So, no, I will not ease up. This dude just had a tumor removed from his forehead, like up above here. And yeah, man, like, no. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna be on. The other thing, he's on TRT. And if you're on TRT, you shouldn't be drinking alcohol at all. It actually just stores it. I believe it just stores it as fat. So if you're drinking while you're on TRT, it doesn't, you're actually making it worse for yourself, from what I understand. So Jim Miller, Magny, longevity should earn them a Hall of Fame. I don't know, man. Depends on what you want. Then what's the point of calling it Hall of Fame? Like there needs, I don't know. Deion Sanders had the same question about, football players, getting inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame. And he was like, man, we're just letting everybody in. I'm like, damn, that's rough. But I mean, I like that they allow fights. You can put those guys in because they've got fights that entertain the crowd, and we still talk about them to this day. All right, here we go. So I'm at 432, 431, 430 of the first round with Abdul-Malik and Stoltzfus. Here we go. Stoltzfus with a nice little calf kick. Ooh, straight. Oh, Malik got hit with a good shot, though, by Stoltzfus. Woo. Dustin doing some work. I'll get to your guys' questions. I see you guys getting ready to ask questions. I'll get to some questions in the intermission between rounds. We'll talk some more. Abdul-Malik, very athletic, very foul, very powerful, very fast. Look at that. That push kick almost to the face right there was beautiful. Like that little thigh kick. The little feints that Malik's giving right now. Stoltzfus look a little timid right now. I can understand the power early in a fight. Oh, I love that he just threw. You can see Malik's trying to control him, use his strength, grab his head, pull him down. He wants to use all those tools that he has in his physical athleticism and his strength against Stoltzfus. Stoltzfus like, let me just throw punches and get you to back away. Very smart. That little combination though by Stoltzfus really is making Malik a little bit more nervous to just come in. Yeah, buddy. Yo. Oh, nice knee up the middle. Nice. Stoltzfus takedown right to the back. It's got him on all fours. Hooks in. Oh, nope. Didn't ride the hooks. Just getting heavy on that leg there. Malik doing a good job fighting the hands. Would like to have seen Stoltzfus kind of push down on the head to keep him from standing back up, but this is where we're at. I like that heavy on that right side. I've never really cared to step inside like that. Ooh, good knee, though. Those are legal. Yeah, there you go. See, fighters still don't know the rules. I just did this whole rules thing with Big John McCarthy at his command class in Las Vegas about a month ago. He put one hand down thinking he was safe. He's not safe. Look at that. I like that. Stoltzfus just throwing right now. It's so important when the guy's trying to grab your head that you just start letting the shots go, because they're trying to control the distance and trying to control your head to bring it down into something. Oh, no. A toe. That's a strike. You can't stop action there. You can't call timeout. A toe is not an eye poke. That was another thing that I learned. If a toe goes in your eye, that's not an eye poke. It's just a toe in your eye. It's a legal strike. Oh, there we go. Man, Stoltzfus is fighting a very good round. Very good round. Ooh. Oh, nice shot by Stoltzfus again. Right hand, left hook, right on the button. Ooh, nice kick by Malik. Stoltzfus, double leg, lift, big slam. Oh, beautiful. Now, those are the kind of takedowns that the judges give you more points for. When you just get the takedown and drag him away, they really don't care. Just a change of position. But that caused a little bit of damage. Look at this. Look at this. Great job. On the neck, on the neck. Stoltzfus on the neck. Oh, not quite. 20 seconds left. He's on the top position. Nice transition. He's in the back of Malik. Malik is posturing back up, kind of getting there. Oh, he's trying to hit. Yes! Sulev stretch. He tried to go for big shots. Nice job. Malik turning back, trying to face him. He's in a lot of trouble. Beautiful job, though, by Stoltzfus. All right, let's go ahead. Let's answer. Stoltzfus, boy, man, I know he's doing a good job. I can't believe I got him at plus 520. Plus 520. I know it's a long fight, but this makes Malik go back to his corner going like, damn, I was a plus 800 or something, plus 7 something. How am I losing this round? So there's a lot going on right now. A lot going on right now. If you're the corner of Malik, you're thinking to yourself, dude, just go out there and be yourself. You're trying too hard. You're on the main card. Your head kicks are working. You got powerful kicks. Head kicks are working. Stay long with the jab. Just don't stay directly in front of him. Every time I saw as he threw the jab, he just brought it right back to his face and stayed in front of him, and that's when he got hit. Put it on me, DC80, right? All right, let's see. Well, there was a couple questions. What's worse, toe or finger in the eye? Depends. Sometimes fighters don't cut their toenails, and the commission sometimes doesn't recognize that. They mainly check for fingernails. So that's something to really kind of keep an eye on, and it really depends on how it grazes it. But that was a beautiful lift and scoop and slam by Stoltzfus. And I'm probably butchering his name, man. I don't know if that's how you say it, but yeah, I thought that was a very good round. Very good round by Stoltzfus. Good, dominant round. Who was the weakest at AK? What do you mean by the weakest? Brett, 1984. Tell me, who do you mean by the weakest? Like, what do you mean? Weakest UFC fighter, weakest fighter ever? Like, I don't know. And it really depends on when they came to AK or if they were built in AK, they come later on in their career. I don't know what you mean by weakest. I mean, we had a stacked team, man. We had BJ Penn, we had Gray Maynard, we had Tyson Griffin, we had Habib Nurmagomedov, we had Islam Makhachev, we got Umar Nurmagomedov. I mean, like, we had DC, Kane, Luke, Trevor Prangley, Phil Baroni. We had a lot. Oh, that's what he needs to do right there. That's what, Stoltzfus in a lot of trouble right now. Malik did what Stoltzfus did last round. Every time he got in that clinch, he just started throwing real fast. Stoltzfus wasn't able to get his hand combinations off fast enough, and that's why Malik was winning those exchanges there. I love this wrestling right now. Knee him in the head some more. Nice. Love this. Beautiful job. Grab both legs and just kind of like hipped over. Nice technique. Malik in that top position. Stoltzfus has got to get up to his feet. It's not where you want to be underneath the big guy. Strong, powerful guy. Get up. Get up. Don't try and jiu-jitsu his ass. Just get back to your feet. Get that underhook. Start circling. Post on your left hand. Don't get the overhook. Oh, he's trying to go omoplata, arm crush. Sitting up on the single. Nice. Like that. Good job on lifting that ankle, though. This is right here. Nice. Stoltzfus is back to his feet. I'm at 253, 252 right now in time. Malik came out a lot more powerful in this round. Oh, big right hand, though, by Stoltzfus to get out of that exchange. Right now, Malik's ahead in this round, obviously. Nice reversal on the takedown, some big shots. Nice timing on the lower of the level. Didn't get low enough, though, by Stoltzfus on the takedown. I don't think this is where Stoltzfus should make his living. I think he's got to make his living on the outside a little bit more. He was winning the exchanges on the feet. Unless he can get in deep on the double leg, lift and scoop, and take him back down again. Because I think Stoltzfus on top is oh, nice spinning elbow by Stoltzfus. He's got to get out of letting Malik hang on his head. I think Stoltzfus had a really good chance if he gets this fight to the ground to control this top position. Malik looks like he's tired now. Laboring some of his shots. So is Stoltzfus, though. Big right hand by Malik. There it is. Get after it. You got to keep going. There it is. Oh, they're exchanged. Oh, big shot by Stoltzfus. Landed a beautiful right hand. Snap Malik's head back. Nice elbow by Malik. Oh, Malik's back down on the ground. Lost his balance. Oh, Stoltzfus chasing that guillotine, that front guillotine. Elbow high guillotine. Reach over. Stay on top. Oh, top position. He's got to pull him away from the fence. Get his feet off of the fence or get his feet far enough away from the fence so he can't push off and bridge into you. Oh, I like that little knee in the neck. I like that. Make it uncomfortable. Yeah. I loved it. I love that. Anytime someone would try to armbar me, I would just put my knee right on their face. I love this. There we go. Yeah, nice shot. Look, Stoltzfus going to win me some money tonight, man. Stoltzfus going to win me some money tonight. There it is. There's a choke. There it is. Oh, it's in. It's in tight. It's in tight. He's on the wrong side. Oh, he's going to tap. He's going to tap. He's going to tap. He's going to tap. Oh, that's right, baby. That's right. There we go. No way. He was a plus 520 when I put money down on him. I think they ended up saying he was like a plus 600, I think, at the beginning of this thing. Wild fight, man. Wild fight. Peter V, he's done. Sheesh. Knee to the throat is nasty. When you're tired and someone puts their hand over your face and you can't breathe in, you can't breathe out, like you don't know what to do, you panic a little bit. Now put the knee on the neck and just starts cutting off blood circulation, man. What? Right, here's that right hand. Bink, right there. That's the one that kind of rocked him a little bit. And then he got hit again right there. They clashed heads a little bit in that third exchange. Uppercuts. Malik look at nice right hand from the top position by Stoltzfus. Look at that. Right on the neck. I was concerned he wasn't going to get it because he fell on the choke. He fell on the opposite side of the choking side. But he was able to bury that grip far enough behind and get it back. And then he kind of turned sideways. Great job. Great job. Holy sheesh. Great job. Hey, let's make sure that Angelo hasn't fucking jumped off a building or something. Because I believe he had Stoltzfus to win the whole thing. Let's find out. Should we call Ange? Let's call Big Ange. Let's see.
Your call has been
forwarded. He doesn't want to be bothered. He turned his phone off. He turned his phone off. He fucking knew I was going to call him. He knew it. That guy bet the house on fucking Abdul-Malik. Oh, geez, man. That guy. Woo. He's so mad at me because I was talking shit. I did lose the Barboza one, though. But he was talking hella shit to me. He's like, you didn't fucking bet that fight when I picked, what's his name earlier? The one that beat Oralby. Jeremiah Wells. I was like, yeah, like anytime you have someone that's like a plus 1,000 or a plus, 700, I'm like, just throw $50 down. Just see what happens. And if you win one, I won 2 of them tonight. So I won 2 of them tonight. And a couple other, I lost the Barboza one, so I lost $50, but I think I'm up $900 tonight. So good on that. Good on that. I'll take it. Oh, guys, ask me some questions. I'm here for some questions. I know Lazy Bed is out there telling people to do super chats. You guys, I appreciate them if you guys do them. I appreciate you guys jumping on. Also, tomorrow morning, in the morning, Big Ange and I will do a full recap. Right after this show tonight, though, I do my full reaction video to the main card. That'll go right after this. So I'll log off of this as soon as the main event ends. I'll log off, probably use the restroom, grab a drink, come back over. We'll do a quick, 30, 40-minute video talking about the main card, talking about what happened tonight. So you guys, I know if you guys are watching if you guys are doing the watch along, you guys know what I'm going to say because I'm already talking about it. But I'll just give you my honest opinion on where they go from there as well right after we do this. So yeah, we need to get a fight campaign with you. You're a great commentator. Seriously. I appreciate you, Peter V. I think if we do one, like if we set up the studio, right, Peter V, we get a new studio up here right down the street. And we have Big Ange come in. We have myself. Maybe we have, maybe we have a couple other guys come in and we just basically just film it, man. Have some fun. And when there's a technique that we enjoy, I'll have it all set up and we'll go over the techniques. If Van wins again, who do you think his next opponent will be? His next, it'll be Manel Kape. If Joshua Van beats Pantoja, it'll be a Manel Kape. I mean, he's waiting. He's already waiting. So that's the fight to make. I'm genuinely interested. What was it like fighting in the elite level? Like, how did it feel? I mean, you guys got to remember, man, I was young. I think I signed with the UFC when I was like 23 years old. Didn't fight for them until I was almost 25 because I got in some serious trouble, had to do some jail time, and I got injured quite a bit, upon my return. Didn't get a chance to fight. So it took me almost 2 years to fight once I got signed to the UFC in 2001. So I didn't actually fight until like almost the end of 2002, I think was my first fight in the UFC. And then I fought, 3 fights in a year, and then they got rid of the division for a while. Then I went to Pride, fought in Pride for 1 fight. And then Scott Coker, he had a relationship with Pride at the time and with the manager that was connected with the guys at Pride. And he basically was able to buy my contract from them and not buy it, but he basically did a negotiation where I was able to leave Pride because they had a 3-fight contract with me. I was able to leave Pride and I signed with Scott Coker and Strikeforce. So we're going to, you know what, you guys, we're going to do some, put him, ban user and delete their comment. Love this guy. There you go. I'm figuring all this out. I love this. And once I fought in Pride and then I fought Strikeforce, I love Strikeforce, man. So obviously it felt like it was home because I fought all my fights there at home in California, in San Jose. And I loved it. I love that. And then when I went back to the UFC, it was great. It was great, man. So UFC and then went to Bellator. So and I fought in Dream also too. While I was with Strikeforce, I fought in Dream as well. So I've had some great experiences with every promotion. Been blessed enough. I kind of just chased the money. There's my man, Frankie Edgar and Eddie Alvarez. Those guys, Sean Brady, great dude as well. I don't know if it's going to go well for Bonfim. Sean Brady gets him down. If he gets him down, I think, Sean's got some great grappling, super strong, good and tight on the neck. So interesting. Did you kick yourself over that 2-year delay? Yes. There was nothing. I kicked myself because I got hurt. My first fight into the UFC was supposed to be Matt Serra. And Frank Shamrock spear-elbowed me right in my spine, and I wasn't able to fight. I was so pissed. Then that fight fell off, and then I was supposed to fight at UFC 37.5. I don't know why. Live stream, I don't know why they're doing this. There's no more pay-per-view, so people don't really give a shit. Anyways. Yeah, and so, yeah, that sucked. That sucked because I was supposed to fight on UFC 37.5. And if you guys recall, I don't know, some of you guys are really young, probably listening to this show, but that fight was actually on free TV. So I was supposed to fight on that card and it was free TV. I think it was NBC or ABC, but I think it was NBC. And that was Chuck Liddell and Vitor Belfort that was the card that was. And I was supposed to be on that card on free TV. And I got hurt literally like the week before. That is how Yves Edwards got into the UFC. He got into the UFC because I got injured. He went in and fought my opponent and he beat my opponent. That's how he got in. So, yeah, I mean, it was, in terms of I kill myself because like that was 2 years of my career that I wasn't able to fight. And then I lost another 2 years right in my prime when I was 29 and 30 and 31. I just won the Strikeforce title, defended it one time. And then after I defended it, then I got injured. I was scheduled to fight Gilbert for the second time. And literally, like, I think my last hard sparring session, Billy Evangelista, which some of you guys probably remember, he came in to spar with me from Fresno at AK. He jumped up on my back. And when he jumped on my back, it was my fourth round, I believe. He jumped up on my back and pulled me backwards. And my shin guard got stuck underneath us. And I fell backwards and he broke my left ankle. And the rest is history, man. Like I was out for 2 years, like 18 months, almost 2 years. I just kept trying to come back too soon. And the doctor said I was cleared to, to train, and just it all fell apart, man. All fell apart. So that sucked. And then my first fight back, I'm fighting him, defending my title. And he has like, I don't think he had the interim title, but defending my title. And, he gets the win over me. I had a great fight. It was a fun fight, but it is what it is. And he wins. And then, obviously I go out, I get 1 or 2 more wins. I think I beat KJ Noons and somebody else. And then I had to fight Gil again going into the UFC. So the UFC had already bought Strikeforce. And my fight with Gilbert Melendez was under the UFC, under Strikeforce banner, but UFC owned them at the time. So they were checking to see who would fight Benson Henderson for the title. So Gil gets the nod on a split decision, which I thought was bullshit. He got booed out of San Jose Arena in that fight. And to the point where like people were spitting at him on the way out, which sucked for him because he was walking with his family. I thought it was very disrespectful. But yeah, this guy's tough, man. Mauricio Ruffy. Oof. I don't think he stands a chance against Arman Sarukian. Oof. Arman's just the wrestling, everything. I mean, the power in the hands, the ground and pound. Mauricio just not in the fight that he lost, most recently with this just dominated in the ground. I mean, yeah, Jerry OC, yeah, absolutely. My career was totally fucked in terms of unluckiness. I was one of the most unlucky sons of bitches probably there was. It sucked. It was, the worst part was the very first time was when Frank Shamrock hurt me with this. He spear elbowed me with his like right in my spine. And then it inflamed my whole spine and all the like nerves down my spine. I still have like some lower back problems to this day because of it. And just if I aggravate it all, I have to go get an epidural in my spine to get the nerve to kind of, to release the inflammation. So Bo Nickel versus Stoltzfus. I mean, maybe. I think Bo Nickel's on a different trajectory. You don't want Stoltzfus to potentially dog it out and beat him. But I get where you're going. I don't think Stoltzfus could beat him. I think especially after all the things that I'm hearing about Bo Nickel these days and how well he's doing in the gym, how well he's doing with other fighters at 185 pounds and some 205 pounders. So I understand. I do understand. Fernandes versus Jalin Turner. Ooh, good fight. Good fight. So far, man, I've cashed out. I've got some good luck. Let's see if Ange picks up now. You guys think Angelo will pick up, guys? Let's see if Angelo picks up. Let's see.
Your call has been.
He's fucking pissed. Look, he's been bragging about like his. Oh man, he's no WWP had a rough night. Yeah, I know. Look, look, I woke up yesterday morning and I woke up this morning kind of afraid, man. I'm like, this just seems like one of those setup cards, right? You've got Islam at the top, ready to beat Anderson Silva's record. He's tied with him right now. And are people talking about that? Are people, that's on his mind. There's so much shit going on, man. So much shit like that surrounding this fight. And I'm thinking like, there is ways for Ian to win. It's not likely. I know it's not likely, but this is the fight game. No one thought Jeremiah Wells was going to win tonight. No one thought Stoltzfus was going to win tonight. I mean, they didn't think that Barboza would win, which he didn't win, but they didn't think that either. Yeah, man, I knew it. Angelo turned his phone off. Fucking Ange. Oh, that poor guy. That fucking sucks. How you guys like that shirt, man? These are from Show Your Roll. If you guys know anything about jiu-jitsu, man, Show Your Roll is one of the most like one of the most famous brands, man. They're fucking awesome. I love their stuff. But yeah, check that out. That's a dope shirt. That's a dope shirt. Yeah. Hey, Josh, put 50 on Robertson. Nah, sorry, man. I have a hard time betting on female fights. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't, I don't know where they're at in terms of like technique level. Like I know Gillian Robertson's got better wrestling than Mackenzie Dern. Her striking's not as good as Mackenzie Dern's. Her chin's good, so is Mackenzie Dern's. Top position, she's good. Mackenzie Dern's a better jiu-jitsu practitioner. Robertson's good in jiu-jitsu as well, but not at Mackenzie Dern's level. But is she better at MMA jiu-jitsu? That's the question. She's better at ground and pound. That's the question. But I mean, Mackenzie, it's funny. Somebody, who was it that compared it? I want to say it was Alan Jobon. Alan Jobon, he basically compared Gillian Robertson. Maybe it wasn't. I don't want to stamp it on him. Somebody compared Gillian Robertson, not Gillian Robertson, Mackenzie Dern to Michael Chandler. As in, she's got technique. She's good. She's good everywhere, but she doesn't fight smart. You know, like she's like a low fight IQ fighter. Like she's fun to watch, absolutely. But she just doesn't fight smart. There's no fight IQ at all whatsoever. She's fun. I enjoy watching her. What happens to women MMA? I can tell you. I think when women's MMA exploded on the scene, Marlos Conan, Miesha Tate, Ronda Rousey, like you had women that women could really relate to, and that men enjoyed watching fight. These days, we don't have that. I don't like. The women that are fighting now, they're all extremely tough. They just don't come across as like personable. I feel like there's no story behind them at all. I think that the one, like you've got a story with Kayla Harrison. She's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist in judo. She's a PFL champion multiple times over. She is a UFC champion. There's a story there that people can get behind. You know, it's unfortunate she broke her, you know, she's had to have neck surgery and she's got that fixed, and hopefully we see her before the end of the year. But there's a lot that it's the women's MMA is not growing. The ones that people start to fall in love with and want to follow, they don't stick around long enough because they leave to go have kids. You know what I mean? It's what's it called? Miesha Tate's pregnant again. I just saw that the other day. So then her and her husband announced that they're pregnant. The other fighter, what's her name? Not Jessica Andrade. She trained. Gosh, damn! She fucking trained with me. She's pregnant again as well. Another fighter. She was a former champion. Jermaine Durandamy. She's pregnant, so she's having her second child. Like they just don't stick around long enough. Rose Namajunas is traveling the world right now. You know, doing clinics and pushing, I think, her water and stuff. So like they make their money and then they go off and venture off to build their brand. And I don't know if you have to find the right type of female that loves fighting. Ronda Rousey didn't love fighting. You could tell. She loved everything that came with it. I think she didn't like it as it became negative towards her, but I think she enjoyed the spotlight. I think she enjoyed the energy it brought. She's a very personable person. Don't let all the interviews of her being mad and mad faces and stuff get to you. She's a very personable person. Like we fought on fight cards together at Strikeforce. She's a great person. She's a very nice person. I didn't like the way she handled the media for the MVP card. I like that she called out, Hunter in the beginning. Like, hey, say what you want to say, but then move on to promoting your fight. And she never got away from that, which kind of sucked because I think that fight could have maybe done a little bit better numbers had they spent more time talking about each other, But I think ultimately we had Miesha Tate, we had Ronda Rousey, we had Marlos Conan, then you had fighters like Holly Holm who had a boxing career and had a kickboxing. Like they had all these, and they looked the part. They fought hard. All of these things. So, what fight we are at now? We're on the Jalin Turner is about to walk into the cage. You got Jalin Turner is the underdog right now. It looks like I didn't bet on this fight. This is not one of those fights that I bet on, but I cashed out well. So far, so good. Yeah, buddy. Whew. My money is on Turner. Let me take a look at the odds. Let me pull these odds up real quick. Let me see where we're at. Let me yeah. Let's see where Jalin Turner's at. Let me see full odds. Dun, dun. Yeah, they just did the regular. Let's see. Full card odds. Full UFC 330. There we go. Let's see what they come up with. Jab clinch, Honda clinch. No. And then let's see. What about Valentina? I think because she's been so dominant with no real challengers, it's not there. You know, I also think she lost a lot of fans during the Alexa Grasso process. She fought Alexa, 3 or 4 times? And during the process, like, I was a fan of hers before that fight. I'm no longer a fan of hers. There was a lot of whining, a lot of like crybaby type stuff in that process. I know she felt robbed. I think when it was a draw, all those things. I understand that, but she made it so vocal and she whined about it every time. And just you're the former champ, or you are the champ, and you've been a champ for so long, and you've been so dominant. To hear them whine about it, like, a lot of people complained about Poatan and how he handled the elbows behind the head and the punches behind the head. They were like, man, I'm not really, they really rubbed me wrong. Like, this guy is so stoic. This guy is, like, you don't see him react to anything. You got Hokic in his face, and he's like, whatever, dude, sit down. I don't give a shit. And then when, I know it was illegal blows. It was definitely illegal blows. But that being said, there was a lot of, putting out content. Look what happened to putting out content of him saying, like, yeah, this guy should be, I think he said something like Herb Dean should go to jail, or like Herb Dean should be fined, or something along those lines, right? Well, there's nothing you can do. Commissions are not going to change it. So what you are is you're just whining about something that's never going to get changed. That's the sad part about our sport. The commissions don't get, like, they don't change a verdict when it comes out, because it's not like Andy Foster. It's not Mark Ratner. It's not these guys that change it. It's a board of, like, politicians, basically, that sit around and go, like, no, if we change one, we got to change them all. So we're not going to do it because it creates more work for us. Just like a typical politician. Whereas guys like Andy Foster, they try so hard to try to get it right the first time. To me, Andy is a fantastic commissioner. Love Andy Foster. Love the California State Commission. But the board itself, they need, like, they need to set a standard of what they're willing to fix, and they need to make sure that they get things right, because they don't always get it right, which is, I understand. Not everyone gets it right, but it's frustrating. Oh man, I was chatting and I missed it. Ah, you son of a gun. Oh, Jalin Turner, obviously, with a knockout, you guys. I was deleting the chat bots, and I looked away for a second, and Jalin Turner put him away. Damn it, Peter V. Turner is the sheesh. Look, he needed the time off. I know he went away for a little bit. It took like a year off, I believe. Now he's back. I think he's refocused. I think he's ready to fight. I think, look, you miss these things. You miss being in there. You miss this. See it? Look at him. Look at the crowd. Look at him get hyped up. You miss those moments. Like, when fighters retire, that's what they miss. They miss these things. Here we go. Oh, nice little left hook. Oh, he's out. Nice little chopping left. Just grazed him on the chin. Oh, about that. Then bink. Oh, no, that didn't graze him. That hit him clean. Then a nice follow-up with the right hand, left hook, right hand, left hook. Oh, yeah. Definitely out. Definitely done. Bink. Drops him. Woo! Bad night. Bad. Yeah, Angelo is mad at that one, too. Oh, I don't know if he is or not. I just know that I think when him and I were talking about the fight card last week, we talked about, certain fights. And I know that he had brought up the Malik, and I think he had brought up the oral by, and like, yeah, we didn't see the other guy win. I was like, you know what? The odds are so outrageous the other way. I'm like, let me just see what happens. So Yeah, he goes, hey, Angelo's the he. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. I got you. Yeah, look, they rattled off Angelo and them. I think for their safety parlays, Angelo rattled off, I think 12 or 13 straight weeks of safety parlays. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. So I'm going to give We Want Pick some love there. Okay. I'm going to give We Want Pick some love there. 12 or 13 weeks in a row. 13. There you go. T-Mac. 16. 13 weeks in a row. That's insane. I'm sorry, but anybody else, you guys try and do it. Try and do it. See what happens. Try and pick a safety parlay that you consider to be a safety parlay and see what happens. Because you guys are probably going to pick, most people would probably just pick the safe bets. Okay, let me see. Like you would have picked Orlba to win tonight, and he didn't win. You would have picked, somebody, whoever the last guy was that won. Yeah, you would have picked him to win, and he didn't win. So there's all these fights. Well, let's see. Let's refresh this here. Man, I just hope Angelo's not stepping off a cliff here. Those of you guys that are watching, I want to let you guys know I'm doing a full recap of this main card right after the main event. I'm going to jump on, give you my full opinion on this. What a performance, though, by Jalin Turner. It was a couple seconds, but what a performance. Stoltzfus looked absolutely fantastic. Ribovics looked great. Chidi Nchigawane and Joel Alvarez. That was a fight that I expected a lot more. I expected a lot more out of that fight. We didn't get it. Charles Johnson fought a damn good fight, man. Charles Johnson fought a damn good fight. For somebody who got dropped, he fought a damn good fight. He got hit and rocked early in the fight a couple times, weathered it all, and then came back and hit him with the Scottish twister, I think is what they're calling it. And that was another Angelo that sent me a text. I've never seen that submission before. I'm like, what do you mean you've never seen it before? Anthony Pettis got stuck in that submission in PFL, his first fight over there. That's how that whole submission kind of got kind of popular. And then Dante Johnson and Trayshawn Gore, I thought he fought a great fight too, man. That was a good fight for him. Fernando looked good. Neil Magny looked good. Jeremiah Wells. Jeremiah Wells and Neil Magny. Look, Neil Magny, I did a video on Neil Magny. I was telling people, Neil Magny's like the guy that just, everyone wants to keep writing him off. Like they want to just be like, look, it's over. You're done. Beat it. Scram. You're old. But he just keeps coming back. He keeps making it difficult, and he keeps winning. I think also, too, Rata-ta-ta or whatever, Charles Johnson is somebody that people can get behind because he's like a Donald Cerrone. He fights every other week. And that means that he stays fresh in your mind, which means every time I see him, I remember that guy. Guy moves around a lot. Guy's got the weird fucked up haircut, right? But the guy moves around a lot. He's so fun to watch fight. He can wrestle. He chases submissions. Like, he's fun. People can get behind him because he's on your TV almost every other week. I don't know how many times he's fought so far, but man, I would imagine he's probably fought 4 times this year already, or 3 or 4 times. And we're only 3/4 of the way through the year. It's fantastic to see a fighter fight that much. Love it. Randy Brown. That dude's big. The guy is a manager now right there. Gilbert Burns. Natalia Silva. This guy. Raul Rojas Jr. Oh, man, wearing sunglasses indoors. Not a good thing. That's how you trip and get hurt. I bet you Tony was wearing sunglasses indoors when he hurt his knee right before Joe Pyfer. Look at them guns, dude. He just seems like a Philly guy. Like, doesn't he just look like a Philly guy? Doesn't he seem like he's a guy that you would just think was from Philly? Like, where are you from? Philly. Philadelphia. I'm an Eagles fan. Yeah. Yep. Card is flying by. It absolutely is. It's 9:30. We've got 3 fights left. It's 9:30. I don't even know if it's 9. Is it? Yeah, it's 9:30 here anyways, where I'm at. Oh, man. All right, ask me some questions. Oh, let me see. Got a super chat here. Hey, DCA80 says, hit the like button, people. This guy, my man. I appreciate you guys. Man. Thanks for the $5 super chat, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's been let's see, only 2 fights left. There we go, only 2 fights. Really? Already? I thought we had somebody else. Oh, Jalin Turner, that's right, because he made it such short work. Mackenzie Dern, 2 fights left. Does she get it done? Gillian Robertson, does she get it done? Guys, does she get it done? Huh? Yeah, see? Hawk never die. You guys know. Being from the area, you know, he's from Philly. As soon as you see him and you hear him talk, you're like, yeah, that dude's from fucking Philly. That guy, he's from fucking Philly. He's a nice guy. I met him at a CFFC event, and he's a nice guy, man. Weili smokes both. I would agree. I wonder if she's going to be like, I wonder why she wasn't on this, why she didn't take this one. I wonder why. I mean, I wonder if the UFC was telling her, like, hey, you went up to 25. You need to stay there and fight again. I'm not sure. I don't know. So, Julian, last 5 opponents are a combined 0-19. Ooh, that's not good. I think what they want to do is they want to make sure that Mackenzie stays the champ to fight Weili if she fights her. Mackenzie's more marketable than all of them. I mean, you guys all know why. And you know, she's got a big following because of jiu-jitsu. She already has that. And she's got a following because she's a dime piece. And she's got a following because she speaks 2 languages, English and Portuguese. She maybe speaks another one, but those are the ones that we know of. You know, she just, all of that. So those are the things. Those are the reasons why the UFC is like, look, if Weili's not ready now, let's have her fight somebody that we, and Gillian Robertson maybe can get it done. We're going to find out, though. We're going to find out. Why do people spam these things? There's no more pay-per-view. I don't understand. Gillian isn't tested. I agree. She's not. Now it's here. I'm drained. Typical. Gillian isn't tested. I agree. She's not. It says right here, I've had both and still coming up, but this card hasn't worked how I thought. Good thing I am I'm not a big bettor. I agree. I don't bet big, man. Like the only card that I actually put a lot of money down on was the Strickland fight over Chimaev. The odds were in my favor by a lot. I threw 10,000 down. I cashed out big time on that one. So that was a big time fight for me. And felt good about that. I was like, look, I just picked him to win by decision. So I was like, I don't think he's going to knock out Chimaev. I think he's going to make it very difficult for Chimaev to get takedowns as the fight goes on. And sure enough, that's what happened. Sure enough. And I've always, and for those of you guys who have been following my podcast for a long period of time, everyone called me a Chimaev hater. But everything that I said about Chimaev came true in that fight. That it came true. A guy like Strickland is a guy that, like, he makes it a fight that, like, he makes it hard for you to take him down. It makes it hard for you to keep him down. Makes it hard for you to land boxing and striking because he does that little flip kick, push kick, and then he's good with his jab. He Philly shells really well, and then he counters really well. The way to beat him is to put cardio on him. And I've always felt like Chimaev either was overtrained or he had that long COVID where, like, his lungs were truly affected when he got COVID. And since he got COVID, that's when we started seeing those effects. Now, you can train your ass off in the gym and then go home and rest up for the day and do those things. But the bottom line is when you get into a fight, nothing you did in training will ever mimic the amount of pressure and intensity and adrenaline dump that inside that cage that you get inside the cage. You can never mimic that. It doesn't matter. I've sparred with Habib and Islam in the same training session for 5 rounds, 2.5 rounds with each one, or 2 rounds with one and 3 with the other. It still didn't mimic the level of intensity that I got inside the cage with Gilbert Melendez. It just didn't. Because every time you want to slow down, they, like, Gilbert would want to go harder. And anytime Gilbert would want to slow down, I would push myself to go harder. And in training, you guys have a mutual respect for each other. You guys are training partners. So, yeah, I don't know. It's very difficult to mimic that type of intensity. So, and I thought with Chimaev, doesn't matter if you train in the garage with Sam Calavita, it doesn't matter if you're wrestling every single day with world-class wrestlers. All those things, sure, they help, but it doesn't mimic the actual pace and adrenaline that you get going in to the cage against an opponent that's trying to really take your head off. So, but Hamzat was conditioning with Sam Calavita, so I thought his cardio would have been solid. Look, there is a thing though. I started off, I don't know if you guys know this, when CrossFit first started, I started off training with Greg. Greg was the owner of CrossFit, the guy who started CrossFit. He had 2 locations when I started training with him. He had the one out of his garage. He had the one inside on 41st Street in Santa Cruz. I think it was 41st Street. BJ Penn, myself, John Fitch, Dave Camarillo, and a bunch of like Air Force pararescue guys. We would all go train at early in the morning, go train with Greg at CrossFit. This is Sam Calavita does a very similar thing to like CrossFit. Very similar. It's not fully the same, but it's high level of intensity, crushing your body to the level of like exhaustion. You cannot do that more than twice a week. You just can't, and still get good reps in at the gym with your sparring, your wrestling, your grappling, your pad work, your bag work, all those things. You just can't do it. Yeah, you train with crazy Greg. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And so that being said, I feel like there's a little bit of it, maybe from long COVID, but then some of it, I think a major part of it, I think is he overtrains. And if you're going to overtrain, you need to give yourself a full 10 to 12 days of rest. And what I mean by rest, that means he can go, you can go, I think he can still go walk, get a light jog in, but keep an active recovery for his body during those 10 to 12 days. But I get the impression that he still trains pretty hard during that time. And that's the problem. The 10 days before your fight, your body, all the hard work should have already been done. Let me give you guys an example. Habib and those guys, right? DC and Kane, we very rarely sparred the Friday before our fight, like the Friday, 2 Fridays before, like that last week of hard training. We very rarely trained hard. So, we didn't train hard on that Friday. We do like maybe 1 or 2 rounds of sparring, but that was it. No grappling, nothing else. Like all the hard work should be done by the time you hit that last week of training. You're coming into the gym. You're coming into the gym and you're going, okay, look, I'm in the gym that last week of training on Monday when I walk in. Today, all I'm going to do is I'm going to spar my 3 hard rounds or 5 hard rounds. And then I'm done until the evening. I'm going to come in and hit mitts for 30 minutes with my coach. I mean, I probably ran in the morning, so I'm going to run like maybe 2 miles at a good pace because I'm already in shape. I just want to maintain it, keep my lungs open, keep my body ready for my training at noon, come in, spar 5 hard rounds, and then be done. Then in the evening, come in and hit pads for 25, 30 minutes with your coach. That's your training. Whereas the AKA training was, I would come in, I would run in the morning, come into new training, I would spar first, and then I would grapple 3 to 5 rounds hard, and then we would do technique and drills after that. Or we'd start off with technique and drills, and then we'd spar, and then we'd do 3 to 5 hard rounds of grappling. So that's the daily. And then on Tuesday, you'd wrestle hard on Tuesday for like 7 to 10 hard rounds of just straight fucking wrestling after drilling for an hour straight. And then the evening, you would come in and do like a hard bike workout, or you'd come in and do like a hard training session in the evening, and same thing on Wednesday and then Thursday. So I don't know. Yeah. Look, have you guys noticed she has a little bit of a hitch to her walk, and I don't know what it is. This is a big fight for her. I don't know. You said Gillian Robertson made it this far. Yeah, she's good. She's very talented. She hasn't been fully tested. This is a big step up in competition for her. Can she win this? Yeah, she can. I think she's got to get the takedown. She's got to be on top. She's got to probably stay out of the guard. She's got to posture up, create some damage from the ground and pound position. It's just very difficult for her because the transitions in jiu-jitsu are going to go towards Mackenzie Dern. And on the feet, I think Mackenzie's longer. Mackenzie's going to be faster. It's going to be, I don't know. We're going to see. Julian may surprise the shit out of me, though. Look, we've had a lot of upsets tonight in terms of odds. So you never know what you're going to see. That's what's great about this sport, right, guys? I don't know if there's any ladies on here, but right? So stiff hips, can't win, no path to victory. Wow. Wow, that's fucking brutal. That's brutal. Stiff hips. Can't win. No path to victory. That's brutal. Oh, yeah. Why is everyone pretending like Mackenzie Dern hasn't dropped the ball heaps of time? Oh, I get it. Because when you look at the two things, right? Like, who's the better grappler? Mackenzie Dern. Who's the better wrestler? Gillian Robertson. Who's the better striker? Mackenzie Dern. That pretty much nullifies the fight. Julian Robertson maybe can press her to the fence, keep her there, and try and dirty box it like a Randy Couture style fight. I didn't even think about that until right now. She may have a chance that way, but I don't know. It seems very difficult to do for 5 hard rounds. Is to just keep someone pressed against the fence. But it can be done. Randy just made a career out of it. Tire you out, take you down, grind you out. And we just talked about this. Hawk never die. Mackenzie Dern has a very low fight IQ. She has it's not quite Michael Chandler low fight IQ, but it is definitely a low fight IQ. She's fun to watch fight, though. You've got Chandler's fun to watch fight. But look, she made it to be a champion, so if she fights smart tonight, which I don't think she will, but stay long with the jab. She's got to throw the big right hand and, try to stuff the takedowns. And if she is going to get taken down, she needs to go ahead and make the transition right to the grappling. So as she's getting taken down, I want to see her go right to like omoplata, or go right to like triangle, or right to some sort of like hook sweep as she's falling. Don't fight the takedown so long that you end up in a shitty position. So, yeah, let's see, man. Let's see. I mean, she's definitely pleasant on the eyes. I think most of you guys can agree. So is Julian, by the way. Go Canada. Josh, if Islam makes it to 20 wins in a row, should that be enough to establish him as the undisputed GOAT? It depends on who it is and how he does it. If he beats Ian Garry tonight by submission, and we were talking about this earlier, if he beats Ian Garry tonight by submission, I think it should. And not just Ian Garry. I think he's also got to beat Michael Morales and potentially Shavkat. Let's take a look at the rest of the rankings here. If I take a look at the rankings at 170, right? If he can beat Ian Garry tonight by submission, he finishes him. And if he can beat Michael Morales and maybe Shavkat, if Shavkat comes back, or throw in Carlos Prates, if he can beat all 3 of those guys, sounds like what he wants to do. I talked to his coach last week. The interview is up on the channel. You guys can check it out. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. But that being said, if he finishes all those guys or he beats all those guys, those are the young and up and coming guys right now. I think he deserves to be considered the GOAT. Because no matter what John Jones did all in one weight class, you have to say Islam has the most title defenses in one of the most difficult weight classes ever in the lightweight division. He's got the most title defenses in the lightweight division. He's defending the title tonight against Ian Garry after winning his second title. And if he goes on to beat undefeated Michael Morales, 19-1 or 18-1 Ian Garry Machado, he goes on to beat, I don't know what Carlos Prates' record is, but if he goes on to beat Carlos Prates or Shavkat, I put him above John Jones. Because right now, the toughest weight class in the sport is 170. It's the toughest weight class in the sport. And he was winning all those fights in one of the toughest weight classes always in the lightweight division. He's got the 2 of the toughest weight class titles. The toughest weight classes are obviously featherweight. I think bantamweight right now is definitely one of those tough weight classes. I think that's probably the number 2 toughest weight class right now. But he was the champ at lightweight. Most title defenses at lightweight. More than Khabib. More than BJ Penn. More than, think about that. More title defenses than BJ Penn. More title defenses than Khabib. He's got more title defenses than all those guys in the lightweight division. Now he goes up to welterweight, and if he's won the second title, he defends it, and then he goes on to win 2 more fights after that. Yeah, I put him above John Jones. Who John beat for the heavyweight? He beat Cyril Gane, who can't wrestle, and then he also beat a 42 or 43-year-old Stipe, and that's no disrespect to Stipe. It just he was out of his prime. He's out of his prime. You know, so yeah. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see. Look at Mackenzie Dern. I saw that thing that she put out about she has to pay her ex-husband child support or alimony. That's wild. You know, that's crazy. That's crazy. It says become a Weighing In channel member too. Yes, you guys can become a Weighing In channel member. I have an interview that dropped with Alejandro Gutierrez. That dropped yesterday, I believe. Did the full breakdown on this as well. I'm going to be having more guests on. Also, too, we'll be doing an announcement coming up here shortly. Maybe I'll announce it on Tuesday night, Tuesday show with John Morgan. I also want to let you guys know I'm moving the Tuesday live show with John Morgan. We're going to move it up earlier because of the Dana White Contender Series, because John Morgan goes there to cover it for media. So we're going to move our show up to earlier in the day, probably sometime around noonish, I think, or maybe like 11 a.m. for the West Coast people, and 1 a.m. or 1 Central Time, or 2 Central or Eastern Time. Sometime probably in the middle of the day until the Dana White Contender Series is done. And then we may move it back up. I'm not sure. We'll see how the numbers do during the day. But I'm actually enjoying doing the show during the day. So if you guys are at work, you guys want something to listen to, Tuesday shows will probably be moved from the evening to the daytime. So pay attention to that. And then we got tomorrow morning with Big Ange and I will be talking everything to do with this card. We'll do the full recap of the card. Oh, look at that. Let's see. Will Mackenzie Dern fight smart? That is the question, ladies and gentlemen. I love W for the daytime shows, right? Lazy bed, love it. Guys, here we go. We're off. We're at 456, 455 of the first round. Mackenzie Dern and Robertson inside the cage. There we go. Look at how small Gillian Robertson looks compared to Mackenzie Dern. Look how thick Mackenzie Dern is compared to Gillian Robertson. Nice. Oh, no takedown. Front headlock. Ooh, good knees by Mackenzie Dern. You think the camera guy does that angle on purpose? You think he does that shit on? You think they're in the truck going, okay, get that shot? Oh, jeez. Dern looks good with the hands, though. I felt like that's where her advantage was going to be tonight. If she can stop the takedowns, I think that she can let the hands go, let it fly, kind of like develop a masterpiece on the feet if she can. Julian's got to get in. I think if you want to take Mackenzie Dern down, you got to get in deep on the single leg. That was a no setup shot. Not good. Not what you want from her. From Gillian Robertson. She got to land those. She got to throw her shots, her punches with conviction to set up her takedown. That last takedown attempt was atrocious. Nice left hook by Mackenzie Dern. Beautiful. She faded the right a little bit, kind of didn't throw it, faked like she was going to throw it, touched the glove enough, and then came back with the left hook. Nice lower calf kick, too, by Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie looking good. I'd like to see her put some combinations together right now, though. She's throwing just one shot, then one kick. I want to see her throw like a 2 and 3 punch combination. There's a 2-punch. There's a jab. Don't get lazy with that jab. Now she's like punching air. Stop with that shit. Get that shit out of here. Throw the punch. There you go. That little left hook was nice. Come on. Kenzie looking good. We're halfway through. We're at 235, 234. They're kind of still just filling each other out. Nice. Mackenzie trying to throw that elbow. She came up a little bit short. Ooh, nice body kick, though. That landed. You can see that hurt Gillian Robertson. Nice takedown. Right into the guard. Mackenzie like, this is where I make my living. I'm good. She's got to posture up. Not where Gillian Robertson wants to be. She does not want to be underneath her. Mackenzie's like, I can just go ahead and let go. The chances of you submitting me are very slim. Nice pass. Little knee slide put through. She's in 3/4 mount right now. In half guard. She's to bring that knee through a little bit more for 3/4 mount. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I like how Jerry, thank you so much, bud. I like how Mackenzie is keeping that shoulder pressure, got her head down. A lot of people make a mistake by looking up to see if when they're trying to pass. Mackenzie obviously a different level than a lot of MMA guys in jiu-jitsu. She's attacking that Kimura. Soon as she starts to attack that wrist, watch, she'll try to pop her right knee out. Yep, she tried there, couldn't get to it. Yeah, her striking is definitely, Mackenzie's striking is definitely improved. Yeah, she's looking good right now. There's a nice little pass. Nope, not fully yet. Still in 3/4. Gillian doing a good job keeping that. Ooh, she's got to gather the head. Mackenzie's got to gather that left arm's got to gather her head. I like this position. There you go. Put the forehead underneath the chin. That's nice. She's going to make that circle to the back. There it is. Do you think they do this angle on purpose, guys? You think they're like, yeah, let's get the overhead shot. I would visit town more. Women fighting. It's 4 a.m. here. Yeah. When is the main event? The main event's after this fight. This is Mackenzie Dern. This is the title fight. This is the co-main event. There's the choke. That's in deep. That's in deep. She's done. It's over. Nope. Oh, she's chilling. Man, I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon, guys. I hate people that do that shit. I hate when commentary does that. I just did it. Oh, time. I was like, wait, what are you doing? Stopping the fight. She just gave you a thumbs up. Time. Woof. Nope, she didn't tap. She did not tap. I thought she tapped too. I was like, holy shit. She did. I was like, you didn't tap? She gave a thumbs up, and I thought the ref stopped it. I was like, what are you doing? Okay. Woof. I thought Gillian would put up a better fight. Yeah, I think you can see the physical size difference. You can see after they weigh in that Mackenzie fills out a lot more than Robertson. Yeah, that's a big deal, man. That's a big deal. Not to mention, Mackenzie looks a little bit bigger, a little thicker. Look at the size. Look at the size of their legs. Different sizes. Definitely different sizes. And just the back of Mackenzie Dern. Gillian chilling. Look at her. She's calm. I love that. That overhead shot showing that she's not panicking. She's just chilling. She's like, I'm not getting choked. I'm good on one side. That says a lot about her as a fighter. Look at her. She's just chilling there. Good for her. Josh, do you think it's also sometimes the nerves and being under the bright lights? What do you mean? What is it? Do I think also what? That I think Gillian's fighting a good fight. She just physically, you take a look at the size of them when they're standing in the center of the cage. Mackenzie Dern, ooh, nice body kick right there by Mackenzie Dern. Great takedown, right to the pass. Can she hold the pass? Nope, couldn't hold it. Very shocking to me that she can't pass Gillian Robertson's guard. Yeah, Perilla's done a good job with her, but I think Mackenzie's realizing right now, she's like, she has nothing for me on the ground. Yep. Look at that. Into the 3/4 mount. I'd like to see her get head control and just slowly start passing like she can. There's that head control now. Now she'll just posture her butt up. Yep. Try to get that knee through. Start pushing the elbow up with your head. Nope. Lost that position. Still good though. She got the far side underhook. That's what you need to start passing. She'll start pushing the 3/4 mount. If she can take her right hand and put, oh, there she goes. She's trying to knee slide pass. What round is this? It's round 2. We're at 339, 338, 337 of round 2 of the co-main event. Mackenzie Dern and Robertson. Those of you that are following along. Mackenzie with a great transition to the back. Both hooks in. Gillian's in a lot of trouble, man. This is not where you want to be with Mackenzie Dern. Side choke is coming. Rear naked's coming. That transition back and forth. From this position, she's going to attack the neck, and if she rolls to a side, she'll start trying to go to a side choke. Gillian doing a good job avoiding and trying to break the feet. So she can't keep her hooks in. So much pressure. When you when you train with a world-class jiu-jitsu practitioner, man, or a jiu-jitsu player, it's tough. They feel like they're fucking 400 pounds. They're like, get off me, dude. Get off me. Mackenzie. Oh, she's got, nice. This is the Ruotolo brothers hit this in one championship. It's kind of like a side choke from the back. Oh, Mackenzie's on the bottom now. Nice work by Gillian Robertson. Great work by Gillian, man. Let's go. Top position, ground and pound. Now, I was telling you guys before this is where I thought she could have some success. She's got to be on top, but she's got to land the strikes. As soon as she stops punching, that allows Mackenzie Dern to start attacking the legs or start trying to attack some sort of submission. Like, she needs to be using that right hand to punch her in the face. Go back to Ian Freeman versus Frank Mir. When someone's attacking your leg or a knee bar like this, start punching them in the face. Don't punch them in the legs. Yo, this is not good. It's not good. Julian's on bottom now. Mackenzie's just going to sit back into her and try to sit on top of her with her. Oh, there you go. She's off to the side a little bit. Little calf slicer. She'll try to go calf slicer. If she can't get it, there you go. That's what she needs to do. That's that Ian Freeman, Frank Mir position there. Start hammer fisting them when they're trying to attack the legs. Remember what I was telling you? She's going to try to sit up on top of her to attack that knee bar. That's exactly what she's doing. Woof. Yes, right? Dolly Mac Isaac. Exactly. The size differences you can just see. Mackenzie just fills out so much thicker than Gillian Robertson does after the weigh-ins. Huge. Absolutely. Whew. Mackenzie's so good, man, on the ground. Just the transition to get to this position was fantastic. Composed, chased the leg, didn't rush it. She's not really looking for the submission right now. She's just trying to slowly break the grip of the figure four. She'll chase it if she can. No pressure. She's elbowing the thighs. Great job by Mackenzie Dern. All of these things, you start elbowing the thighs. That's putting money in the bank for later on in the fight. Couple leg kicks, starts making your legs a little bit weaker, starts making you like not want to defend the takedown longer. All of those things. Look at that. Great job on passing. She's in that 3/4 mount now, I think. Shoulder pressure is good. Nice by Mackenzie Dern. Great work. No, Jill, you're 100% right. Colton 4261. She's not. Julian doesn't get deterred at all. She just gets up, goes back to her corner. She's like, I'm still in this fight. Look at her. She's not even breathing heavy. Neither one's breathing heavy. Well, Mackenzie just took a deep breath. I don't know. If I'm in your corner, I'm taking your mouthpiece out so you can breathe a little bit better. Mackenzie taking deep breaths. Jillian doesn't even look like she's breathing heavy. Like that. She's grabbing the cage. Arms are up a little bit, opening the lungs. Great work, though. Dern looks good. I agree. No, this is, what do you mean move up and weight? This is 115, man. There's no way to move up. This is 115. This is at 125. Yeah, this is the weight, man. Oh, man. I would like to see a fight with Rose Namajunas and Mackenzie Dern. I like Rose, man. I had Rose on the show about a month ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. She's fun, man. She's a great person. So Gillian moved down. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah. Jeez. Look at this. Look at the difference. When they go and square up and you see it from the side, there you go. Look at the size difference. Mackenzie's got to let those hands go. Nice kick. Oh, after the kick, you got to throw a shot, Mackenzie. You got to throw some punches. You want Tatiana Suarez versus Dern, huh? I like that fight. I like that matchup. Who said that? TB Ray 02. I like that. No, who said that? Oh, Strong Cheebs. I like that fight. Good fight. Good matchmaking there, bud. Yep. Oh, yeah. Julian's got to throw more punches, man. You cannot win a fight without throwing. You got to throw. And Mackenzie, she's throwing punches, but look at her punches. She's only throwing them to touch the gloves of Gillian Robertson. She's not throwing them like to knock her out or to connect. They're both just touching. See, nothing really there by Julian. Nice defense of the takedown there by Gillian. Mackenzie trying to get that takedown. We cannot show the screen. DXRK, whatever. We can't show the screen, man. The screen will get us shut off. So no. And if you guys read the descriptions when I'm doing this, it is a watch along. Means that you watch the fights while I talk over them, because that'll get us kicked off YouTube if I show fights. Copyright laws. Mackenzie got Gillian pressed against the fence right now. She's doing a good job of, using the knees to the legs. Nice work. I'd like to see Mackenzie hike that underhook a little bit more and try to get to the takedown against the fence. I want to know how much damage Mackenzie can do against the fence against Gillian Robertson. Like that. Gillian pushes off. She's out in the center of the cage. Oh, you got to throw hard. Neither one is really oh, big right hand by Mackenzie Dern, though. Nice job. I'm liking what I'm seeing. There you go. I like that 3-punch combo on Mackenzie. There's another 3-punch combo. But you got to throw to land. She's just throwing to touch her. Oh, nice. Little step in, switch stance, left hook by Gillian. She's got to go, though. She's waiting. A lot of movement. No real punches being thrown. Gillian's got to go. You got to go. This is round 3. You're one round. If you lose this round, you've lost the fight unless you get a finish. There, nice little jabs. Now finish. Oh, big right hand, though, by Mackenzie Dern. Ooh, nice right hand again by Gillian. Here we go. This is what so before we started this fight, I said, look, Mackenzie Dern, fight IQ-wise, needs to work on it. Why are you not trying to get the takedown? You've had success being on top, transition-wise, jiu-jitsu-wise. Get back to your grappling. Get back to the takedown. Get back to the top position. Yeah, Gillian does have some grit. Yeah, this is we were talking about the type of fights that you want to see. This, like, women's MMA right now is struggling because, look, this is a title fight. Both of these females should be trying to crush each other, and we're not getting that right now. Look, I'm not trying to take anything away from them, but let's not forget the Ronda Rousey, Miesha Tate, like, back and forth, and the animosity toward the grudge that they had against each other. It just made for good TV. We don't get that anymore. They all love each other. They all like each other, which is cool. But no one wants to see you guys go out there and play touch butt in the park. This is a good fight. I get it. They're both technically sound. But you can tell by the punch and combinations they're throwing, neither one of them is really trying to knock the other one out. They're just trying to score points. Yeah, create 2 skate. I mean, I wouldn't say that women's MMA is dead, but it's definitely tough. It's definitely tough. I'm hoping that, I'm hoping we get some more Joanna Jędrzejczyks and some more Weili's and some more Rose Namajunas and some more Miesha Tates and Ronda Rouseys and Marloes Coenen. I'm hoping we get more of them. Yeah. Ooh, what happened? Bink. Ooh, that was nice right there. Nice little switch stance. Bink, big right hand by Mackenzie Dern. Yeah, the problem is, like, Penna, like, I like Penna. Like Juliana Penish, if she comes back, and then also to I think when Kayla Harrison comes back, there'll be a lot more hype around it. There's gonna be a lot more hype around that when they come back. But when will it happen? And how long will it take to build up that fight? Potato Okie 29 says, hello, Josh. I'm a bit behind on the Weighing In podcast, but do you think it was, wait a second. Do you think it was playing mind games with his kid? No. Islam's not that kind of guy. Islam is just focused on going there, doing the face off and leaving. That's it. The other thing as well is like, it has nothing to do with, like, we're there to fight. Let me get through this after the fight, win or lose, I'll talk to your kid. But leading up to the fight, like, I don't know. For me, I'd be like, hey, it depends on if I like the person or not. Like, go ahead, bring your kid on over. But I don't know. Islam and Islam, he pretty much likes everyone. Unless you say something about him and his family or whatever it is, like he pretty much likes everyone. He's just a good dude. There it is. This is what I wanted to do in round 3. She looks like she took the grappling round off. Nice takedown. There we go. Right to trying to pass. She has the advantage in the grappling, obviously a little bit in the wrestling, and it looks like in the sheer size. Mackenzie Dern does. What up, Josh? I tore my rotator cuff and I can only afford one of these treatments. Stem cells or BPC 157 TB 500. Which one would you choose? For me, I would choose the stem cells. That would be me, but I also know I've been down there. I've had results with my knee, my hip, my neck, and my back. My results have been good. My results on my wrist were not good, but I do know that they do. But just so you know, the rotator cuff and the shoulder, those are probably 2 of the most painful spots to do for CPI for stem cells. But to be honest, BPC 157 and TB 500, they're not that expensive. And you'll know within like a 6-month period, whether it's working for you or not. So, I mean, I think if you buy like a Wolverine stack or whatever, I think you'll be able to take it for 3 months. You'll have an idea if you're feeling a little bit better, but you also have to remember is that when you are using it, you can't use your shoulder. No different than when you get stem cells done. You can't do anything. Stem cells, you can't work out. You can't do anything that causes your body to overheat for 90 days. You can't take saunas. You can't do cold plunge. You can't work out. You've got to rest. You've got to let the stem cells attach to the tissue. So people just think you go get stem cells and, oh, you're miraculously fixed. No, you can't do it. You can't drink alcohol. You can't do drugs. Like, there's people that go there and then like I saw them smoking weed while they were getting their stem cells there in Mexico. I'm like, what do you guys like? You're here getting stem cells, and then he tells you no alcohol, no drugs. They give you that speech, and then you see people out there, smoking weed and drinking. I saw a couple of people at the bar after their first 2 days of treatments. I'm like, what are you guys doing? I'm gonna have a couple beers. I'm like, well, you just got the speech, But Julian's in a really bad spot right now with her back taken, figure 4 by Mackenzie Dern, and Mackenzie's just kind of slapping her in the face a little bit from the back. Not really much going on. Julian's got to be careful, though, when she reaches back like that, her hand's opening a little bit, not to poke her in the eye. Yeah, Kevin, I mean, like, if I were you, I would probably go with the BPC 157. If it's money's an issue, I would go with the BPC 157, and I would go with the peptides, the TB 500. I would do that. Give yourself 3 to 4 months of maybe doing that stack and see how you feel. And and see if there's any change or anything like that. But you also can't do any working out. You can't do any labor where if you hang drywall, you're fucked. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're one of those guys that's mucking, plywood up to a roof, for a roofing job, it doesn't matter what I tell you. You may want to just go have the surgery. Oh, Julian back. She's turned inside the guard. 1:20 left. She's got to get busy. She's lost the first 3 rounds for sure. Good elbows there, though. Oh, toes in the cage. Got to be careful. Nice arm bar by Mackenzie Dern. Dern's got the arm bar on Robertson, but it's not fully extended. The head's not in. The leg's over the head, but nothing there. She's got her stack still right now. Julian does. Robertson doing a good job keeping her arms locked. She's got to be careful. Doing a good job. She's pushing on that leg. Yeah, Mackenzie's coming out the back door a little bit, or looked like she was. Nope. Julian doing a good job pushing the leg down. I like that. Yep. $20 seconds left. Julian's got her stacked. Mackenzie's going for the knee bar. Love that she's still attacking. Love it. There, good work. Look, Mackenzie's attacking the knee bar, and Julian's hitting her with the shots, just like the Ian Freeman and Frank Mir fight. That's what you want. You want when someone attacks for that knee bar and they're underneath you, you just got to start punching them in the face. They'll start letting it go. If they don't let it go, they're going to get knocked out. Why is Dean pissed? I can't hear. Why is Dean pissed? He's probably mad because she's just not throwing punches with conviction. Get busy, man. This is your shot. Leave it all out there. She's not even breathing hard. Look at her. She's in phenomenal shape. Yeah, look at her. She's not even breathing hard. Mackenzie looks, she's breathing heavy, but she's ready to go. Round 5. This fight definitely lengthened the night. Coming out, touching gloves. Round 5, 457, 456, 455 of the 5th round. I didn't expect this fight to go the distance. Thought maybe it would, but I thought Mackenzie would get a submission. Great job by Gillian Robertson not getting submitted as of yet. But look, just that punches are just not. There's no pop on them from either fighter. Julian's got her pressed against the fence. Nice work by Mackenzie Dern doing the knees. Great job by Mackenzie. Mackenzie's back is against the fence. This is where Julian, I thought maybe she could have some success to keep her press and kind of dirty boxer. But I don't think she's physically big enough. I don't think she's physically strong enough or big enough to control Mackenzie Dern. Oh, nice takedown, though, by Gillian Robertson. She got Mackenzie Dern on bottom. You could tell this is where she should be making her living. Get busy now. Start striking. Don't let her attack the leg. Nice work. Julian keeping her stacked against the fence, which is good, but she's got to throw punches. Julian's got to get the finish here. There it is. Julian's trying to open. Oh, nope. Back into the guard. Nice elbows. She's got to get busier with the elbows and the ground and pound. Come on. I would, if I'm Dean Thomas, I'm fucking losing my shit right now. Like, get busy. Get up and strike. If she gets up, she gets up. You'd hate to walk back to your corner and be like, yeah, I'm not even breathing hard. Yeah, because you didn't let it all out. Jillian's going to go back to her, go home and watch the fight and go like, fuck, I could have done this. I could have done that. Fuck you. Fucking 808. Fuck off. Relax, Greg. You just fucking asshole. Jillian on top. Got her pressed. Got Mackenzie. I like that little knee in the face. I love that. I love that. Makes it uncomfortable. There's that knee bar. Now start striking. Start punching her in the. There it is. Come on. Come on. Yeah, like the Joel Alvarez fight, man. Like you're like, what are you doing? Throw something. Yeah, Whaley, I think Whaley's good, man. Whaley's really good. But we need more Whaleys in the sport. She's fun to watch fight. She brings the aggression. I mean, her and Joanna's fight, that fight should have been inducted into the Hall of Fame as soon as they raised the winner's hand. That fight should have been inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame right away. That is probably one of the greatest female fights I've ever seen in my life, if not the greatest. Yeah, Julian just needs to get busy, man. This is not a good look, though. Your champion is on bottom in the last round, losing. I mean, after she dominated the first 4 rounds, but Julian, this is where her success should have been most of the night. She just wasn't able to get anything done. Now, I wouldn't say Joanna. No, Joanna didn't get robbed. Joanna won the first 2 rounds handily, and then she lost rounds 3, 4, and 5. But they were close rounds. You can't say that. I thought, and look at the damage that Joanna had taken in that fight. I'm not saying that Joanna, it wasn't a robbery, though. I'm not saying Joanna couldn't have won. I think she could have won, but it wasn't a robbery. This is where Julian, 30 seconds. You got to get going. Nice elbows. This is not a 10-8 round. She would need more than a 10-8 round to win this thing. Yeah, this is where she should have been the whole time. Attacking, punch the face. Oh, let go of the fence. Oh, these guys keep spamming, man. Get the fuck out of here with your spams. Yeah, they do. They do need Dakota Dacheva, but yeah, they do need Dakota Dacheva. They do. Not the most exciting fight. You know, not the most exciting fight. Oh, are you guys watching this? Lioness? I love this show, man. Lioness is awesome. I also like the Dutton Ranch. I like that one as well. That's a good one. And then there's that other one called Madison with Michelle Pfeiffer. I think is her name. Yeah, that's a good show as well. 49-46 Dern. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Annex saying Dern won in dominating fashion. I mean, you can't say that when you lost the 5th round that way. Yeah, I don't know. She did dominate the first 3 rounds, though. Freaking spammers, man. I know. They're killing me, man. They're killing me. Had a cheese sandwich ready to rock. Fucking spammers. Never seen either one of those shows that they might be branded in these lame-ass fights. Oh, really? This fight was, I don't know. I just feel like there should have been more to this fight. This fight could have delivered in so many different ways. Oh, Tiki Goshen, I think, is her manager. Mackenzie's manager. His daughter. Her daughter. She's a pretty little one, huh? Look at her. I love seeing when the kids are close. Like, I loved watching, like, when Max and his son. I love that. You know, and then look at daughter and mom. Love it. I wonder if she trains jiu-jitsu. Perillo. Wild. Yep. Good stuff. I mean, look, good title defense. She gets the win. Who's next for her, though? It's got to be Weili, right? It's got to be Weili. What's my take on the main event? My take on the main event is, people, you have links disabled, right? I don't know what you're talking about. My take on the main event is Ian can make this a tough fight for Islam. But if he makes it a tough fight, it's going to be a very, very boring fight for the fans. 48-47. Oof. I don't understand that. Don't understand that. Oof. Wow. Look at that. Julian, great job. Yeah, my take is that if he's going to win this fight, Ian Garry, he's got to make it boring. He's got to stick and move. Probably won't throw more than like a 3-punch combination. Probably won't throw a ton of kicks. And what I mean by a ton of kicks, he won't throw a lot of kicks to the body. He may throw kicks to the head, and he may throw low-level calf kicks. He'll probably throw that little oblique kick right to the front of the thigh or the front of the knee, but I don't think he'll throw anything else. I don't think he's going to throw any body kicks. He doesn't want to get his kick caught and then clothesline and taken down. So this fight with Ian is Islam's just got to be very nice body kick by Mackenzie Dern. Islam's got to be patient. He's got to do that whole Rocky chasing the chicken, can't get frustrated, can't allow the crowd to get to him. Same thing with Ian Garry. He can't allow the crowd to get to him. He's got to stay focused on, keeping him. I know the fucking spammers. I'm like, why are you guys spamming? This shit's pretty much free. Like, who the fuck's going to go to your live show when fucking why? They're watching the show. Why are you going to watch it live on theirs? Anyways, that my take is that Ian's going to have to stick and move, keep it on the outside, and probably not throw more than 2 or 3 punch combinations because he potentially will get taken down. He's got to be very careful, especially early. Especially early in the fight. He does not want to get taken down early in the fight because that will start to zap his energy, start to make it a more difficult fight as the fight goes on. So, big time fight. Usman Nurmagomedov, 22-0. Michael Morales, 19-0. Carlos Prates, what's his record? 24-7. Bro, how does he have 7 losses? This guy's a fucking murderer. Look at the Russians in the background sleeping. You could tell. Look at Patty the Fatty Pimblett. This guy, I'm telling you guys, man, this guy's a fucking superstar. This guy is a superstar. I don't care what anyone says. Patty the Batty gets the biggest pop of all time. That guy, he's fucking wild. I love him. I love everything about him. He's a fucking superstar. Justin Gaethje. Who's he fight next? He said he's not fighting until 2027. I think he fights the winner of Mauricio Ruffy and Arman Sarukian. I think the UFC's done putting Arman in timeout. I think if Arman beats Ruffy, then I think they're gonna have him fight in early 2027 against Arman Sarukian. So we'll see. We'll see. Patty looked good, man. He looked good his last fight. I mean, obviously we got to talk about what he did with Justin Gaethje. That was huge as well. And I know he didn't win that fight, but guys, we saw Gaethje. Topuria didn't last the whole fight with him. A lot of fighters don't last the whole fight with Justin Gaethje, and he did a good job. I think, like he said, he's like, I watched Topuria get finished by Gaethje. He's like, then I realized that I do belong in this sport. I do belong right here in that top 4, top 5 position. So he's extremely marketable. He's fun. He's very respectful. His trash talk is very unique, and he makes it fun, man. I love it. All right, here we go. There's my former coach, former training partner, Islam and Javier in the background there. UFC 330. 10th highest takedown defense in UFC history. This guy can do it all, man. There we go. 5th highest significant strike accuracy in UFC welterweight history at 54.1%. I don't understand how he is the number 1 contender. I have no clue how he's the number 1 contender. None. You would think that it would be, what's his name? It would be Shavkat. I know Shavkat's not in the rankings anymore, but doesn't make any sense to me. Oof. Ian said all week Islam won't catch him in a front choke, yet Ian has hit this giant lanky neck. Exactly what I had talked about all week is that Ian doesn't have broad shoulders. Ian's got a skinny neck. And if Islam gets anywhere near that front choke, I could see him strangling him. Like literally like within seconds of making him tap. What scares me a little bit is the speed of Ian Garry and the reach of Ian Garry. The movement doesn't really scare me as much because I think Islam is so composed. Javier used to do a really good job of bringing in guys and making them act as if like that's how your guy's going to fight. Let me give you an example. I brought a guy in from Hawaii before I fought Nate Diaz. And the guy from Hawaii used to speak like kind of like in pidgin, but he would talk shit to me while I was sparring. So I got used to guys talking shit to me before I fought Nate Diaz. So he'd be like, yeah, what bitch? And he would talk to me like that, but like with like a pidgin accent. And he would just talk trash to me. And it would be like probably in the 4th and 5th round after I already sparred like 1 round with Islam or 1 round with Habib or 2 rounds with Habib and another round with like Gray Maynard. And then he would come in rounds 4 and 5 when I was tired and fresh. And he would just talk shit to me and pop, stick and move around. I was like, man, this guy, I wanted to kill him. But then when I got to in the real fight with Nate and Nate starts chirping, I'm like, I smiled. If you guys go back and watch the video, I start smiling. I'm like, yeah. You know, Josh, when did you realize the Habib and boys would be a problem? I actually realized it when I trained with Habib a little bit before his Pat Healy fight, but the way he was able to dominate Pat Healy, I'm like, this kid, he's got something. And Javier was focused on, after that Pat Healy fight, on focusing on getting his striking and his boxing to set up his takedowns a little bit better. Because you go back to his fight with Charles Roos, I think was his name. If you go back to that fight, like his striking was way off. It was like feints and movements and wasted movements, all of those things. But you didn't see that in the Conor fight. You didn't see that in the a little bit maybe in the Justin Gaethje fight because he was afraid of the big shot coming. But yeah, man, like it was, you know, the pigeon shit talk does get under your skin. It does. And I think when people talk shit to you, it also gasses you out. It also makes you feel like you're like upset that they are talking shit to you. It doesn't matter who you, like when I fought KJ Nunes, he wasn't even talking shit to me. He was just talking back to me. And I was like, dude, we're fucking fighting. Why are you talking to me right now? Shut up. I'm trying to kick your ass. And you're over here like, oh, that was a good shot. Oh, that one almost landed. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And the same thing, if you go back to my fight with Bobby Green, Bobby's talking to me the whole time. And I got caught up in all that. And it was like, fuck, shit. Horrible, man. It was horrible. It was a horrible situation. And, when people talk to you in the fight, it's very frustrating. So you say Islam 2nd round KO or 4th submission. I just say Islam by submission in any round. I know that early in the fight, he'll have a hard time because I think he's going to have a hard time in the beginning getting Ian Garry down. But I think once he does get him down, Ian may survive the first time, but the second time maybe it will come a little bit easier. But just the speed and movement of Ian Garry is going to give Islam a little bit of a problem in the beginning. But I think once this fight gets to the ground, Ian is so cringe. Yeah, I think everyone can kind of agree to that. All right, guys. Hey, I want to let you guys know right after this main event, I'm going to log off. I'm going to log right back on. I've already said it. You guys can actually just click the link that's on the YouTube channel. I'm going to do a full reaction of the main card. Okay. It's only about 25, 30 minute long full reaction. And then tomorrow morning, Big Angelo from We Want Picks and I are going to jump on and do a full recap of the whole card tomorrow morning. You guys want to tune in and check it out. So we'll probably do it around, I'd say 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, sometime around there in the morning. All right. So if you guys want to jump on and chat with us, that'd be great. And have some fun tomorrow. But tonight, right after this, I'm going to jump on and give you guys a full reaction video right after this. Why is it, do you think, that why is it do you guys think that Islam doesn't really get the credit he deserves? I literally had people in my comments the last week and a half talking about, oh, he got knocked out. He got knocked out 10 years ago. What in the hell are you guys talking about? He lost a fight 10 years ago. That's the last time he fucking lost. You know, I can't wrap my head around it. So, yeah, a little bit overshadowed by Khabib. I get that. I think what it is I had that same take, is that Khabib has changed the sport. He changed the way that people viewed fighters from that region, whether it's Chechnya, whether it's Dagestan, whether it's Uzbekistan, or if it's any of the stands. Like, he changed the way that people viewed those athletes from that area. And he made it so popular to come from that area that it's going to be hard for any fighter. I don't think any fighter will be able to do what Khabib did. You know, so to me, it's because I can still feel like he can lose. Not something I'd feel with Khabib. That's true. I can understand that. I can understand that. Because I think what we saw, and that's the thing, that he's had moments in fights at 155. Let's go back to the Volkanovski fight. I think he gets dropped in the 5th round, right? Sat to his butt. And then the rest of the round, I think he spends in guard, and then he wins the fight. And I just got done talking about Mackenzie Dern. It didn't look good that you're the champion and you lose the 5th round. Means that, you know, like, you should be able to dominating every single round. With Khabib, Big John McCarthy and I talked about it all the time. Big John always said there was never a fighter inside that cage that was more dominant than Khabib. More dominant than John Jones, more dominant than GSP. He was he dominated all of his competitors to the point where, like, they just didn't want to fight anymore, most of them. And I know people want to, oh, he didn't fight the best. He fought Dustin Poirier. I know the circumstances of which and how he won the title, but he demolished Conor McGregor. He choked out Dustin Poirier. Like, I mean, he's got wins over big time guys that we consider to be some of the most entertaining and some of the best fighters ever in the UFC. Dustin could still probably be doing it right now. And Khabib beat him, like, right in the middle of his prime, right in his prime. Khabib beat him. So I think with Islam, I can agree with what you were saying. It feels like maybe at times that Islam could potentially lose, because you take the situation with Volk, you take the situation with somebody else as well. I can't remember somebody else, where he looked tired. With Dustin Poirier, he ends up getting the finish in the 5th round, but he looked exhausted. I attribute that to a lot of, like, a big time weight cut. Ian Garry's walking out right now, so we're about to do the watch along for the main event. If you guys are new, I wonder if that's her ex-husband on the right. It's big time, big time. Oh, there's Michael Morales. I don't think these moments are too big for him, Carlos Prates. They're all hoping that he beats him so they don't have to fight Islam. They're like, fucking go out there and win. So we just got to fight you. We don't got to fight Islam. I think because, to go back on to the Islam situation, where people think that because he struggled in those, in some situations at 155, that he's going to struggle. It feels like he could lose at any time. First off, it's a fight. Anyone could lose at any time. You know, but I think this is a complicated fight for him, because for Islam, because of the speed and the movement and of Ian Garry. He's got the tools to beat Islam. I don't think he will, but he's got the tools to do it. I think a lot of people have overlooked him. And I said this about Justin Gaethje when they were talking about Ilia Topuria at the White House card. I'm like, on Rogan, when I was on Rogan's show, I said, why are people overlooking Justin Gaethje? The things that man has been through, the battles he's been in, we haven't seen that big of a sample size for Ilia Topuria. So why? You know, so I think, look, we'll see. We will see. His media leading up to this, though, was very cringe. I mean, he created, I almost feel like he should just go full heel. But he does have a skinny neck. It's long. Physical strength, I think, is going to be on Islam's side. But he's got to get this thing done, man. Right after the main event, I'm gonna log off of here. I'm gonna jump right back on. For those of you guys that are listening, I'm gonna jump right back on and give you a full recap and my full reaction on the main card. Soon as this main event ends, I'm gonna log off of this stream. I'm gonna log back on to another stream, okay, on the YouTube channel, and we're gonna do a full recap or a full preview or not for reaction to the main card. Okay. And then tomorrow morning with Angelo and I, we're going to jump back on in the morning, probably at 8 or 9 a.m. Central Time. Hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the little bell for notifications so you guys get notifications when we film. Then obviously that'll be tomorrow morning with Big Ange. And then on Tuesday night, Monday and Tuesday, I'll be doing some shows as well. We'll probably do Big John McCarthy and I on Monday. And then on Tuesday, John Morgan and I will do a show also. Love this. Look at him. He's focused. It's not too big of a moment for him. He feels comfortable. He fought in November. I mean, it's not a full year, but it's a long time. That's a long time off. Ian Garry's been a little bit more active. Is there added pressure on him because he's trying to beat Anderson Silva's consecutive fight win streak? Is he putting more pressure on himself? All these questions only he knows the answers to. So nerve-wracking to be someone's friend in this situation. This was big. Did you guys see the video where Khabib goes, I pay for all these guys to take English lessons. He's like, and then they don't speak English. He gets so pissed off. I remember back in the day, Robbie Lawler, the UFC paid for Robbie Lawler to do media school. And I think Robbie did it once or twice. I'm not doing this shit. They paid for him to do media school, like a media class, media classes, so he could get better in the media because he was just so marketable. He had a good look to him, very marketable, big power. But yeah. You wait, cover big bet. You heard I tapped to Angelo. Bro, 7 of his chins couldn't tap me. Doesn't matter, brother. I'm throwing here, Josh. What are you throwing? Jerry, what are you throwing, buddy? Why did he take off so long? I don't know. Look, obviously they had Ramadan, I think at the end of February or early March, I think is when it was. I think it was late February is when they had Ramadan. And then he fought in November. November 15th, I believe, is when he fought. Won the title. And then they had Ramadan, which is a full month. And then I think there was just kind of like, hey, who's next? I honestly believe they had planned on him fighting Shavkat. And Shavkat then wasn't available. And so they're like, okay, well, what do we do? Now we need to have guys fight for it. And Practice and Ian Garry had fought. And they're like, okay, well, now Ian needs, a couple months off probably before he fights again, or a month or two before he gets into the cage. So then that delayed it a little bit more. Who else would you have him fight? Shavkat was the number one guy, or that should have been the number one guy. Practice then loses to Ian Garry. You really, who else? Michael Morales. I think they want to wait on Michael Morales because he's undefeated, doesn't have enough top level experience. Ian's been willing to fight whoever. So I think in these situations, they were like, okay, who can we get him to fight? That's it. So they were waiting for the dust to settle in the welterweight division. That's what we got. Oh, man. Here we go. Let's go. Ian's a plus 290 dog. And the favorite is minus 370 against Islam. He's 28-1. Ian Garry is 17-1. And here we go. Main event. Bruce doing his shake the card at you in the face. Yeah. I thought it's great, man. Watching his evolution, or the way he's evolved in this thing, man. Yeah, you're talking 3 hours, Josh. Phew, I know it's a lot. And then I'm going to actually get off of here and talk another hour, not an hour, but another 30 minutes. Once this main event ends, I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to talk for probably another 20, 30 minutes to talk about the fight. So, let's go. Let's go. Pratis versus Morales, who wins? I think Morales wins. The wrestling's there, the physical size and strength is there, the power of Morales. Pratis is good, very talented, very good, but I think the wrestling of Morales, I think potentially can give him a lot of problems. And we haven't seen enough of his wrestling, so I'm on the fence with this. But I think that's another reason why the UFC didn't have Morales fight Islam, is they don't have enough of a sample size, enough data, enough content to really show the world that he could be a legit contender against Islam. So they need to get him another win. I don't know who they'll have him fight. Maybe they'll have him fight JDM. Maybe they'll have him fight somebody else. I don't know. But there's Morales is right there. I honestly believe it's going to be Pratis after this or Michael Morales after this. I think they're going to have Morales fight one more time. Pratis, I think, is coming off that win, right? And then so he'll have his next. He'll probably be next, because in the UFC rankings, the meta rankings has Pratis, not meta, but media has him number 1 above Ian Garry, even though Ian's fighting right now. That's the media rankings. The meta, let's see what the meta ones have. Meta has Pratis. Meta has Meta has Ian Garry. Here we go. Look at them yelling at each other. This is great. Look at Buffer, man, really getting in there. What's this whole head-to-head thing? Does it seem very forced? Remember when Dan Hardy, I think, was the very first one that did it, right? Like the fist bump and the yelling back at Buffer. I think Hardy was the first one that did it. Oof. Morales is huge. Yep, Garry doing too much, but we'll see. We will see. These fucking spammers, man. I feel like if you are a spam, I just fucking posted them too on accident. Settle down and enjoy the show, kid. I know I get nervous, man, when my boys fight, man. If you guys go back and watch the Justin Gaethje and Islam, or not Islam, but Khabib fight, and Big John and I did a watch along for that fight, and I'm like sitting on the edge of my seat, can't fucking sit down. Fucking, it was horrible. I couldn't watch. I was struggling to watch that fucking fight. Struggling. Let's go, buddy. Come on. Oh. All right, boys. Let's see what happens. Who's the ref? Oh, our boy Herb Dean is the ref. Ooh. Here we go. Come on. Watch for it. Islam's got a sneaky left head kick. That rear leg head kick is sneaky as well. Ian's fast, man. Watch him. Look, watch. I like that little paw. And the southpaw stance may give Ian a little bit of a problem. Not sure though. I haven't went back and looked at some of Ian's fights where he fought with the southpaw. Both guys doing a filling out process. Javier Mendez was on the show this week on the Weighing In show, and that interview is up on our channel as well. And he talked about, hey, don't sleep on Islam stand-up. We'll see how this goes. There it is. There's that sneaky left head kick. I'd like to see him set it up a little bit more. Nice. He's going to try to turn the corner. Very much how you guys remember this. Khabib and Conor McGregor, very much how he tried to do it with him as well. Switch to the double. Beautiful job. Right into this, figure four in the leg. He'll try to reach and grab that Dagestani handcuff. The length of Ian's going to give him some problems on this. This is where it's going to work for him. There you go, right to the back. Get heavy on the hip. Nice. I love this. Yeah, that little knee to the head. There you go. Walking. This was what I was afraid of, is that Ian running around. I wasn't afraid of it. I was thinking to myself, this is where Islam's going to be able to kind of continue to take his back, because Ian's going to be in this position where he runs to the cage to use the cage as defense. A lot of energy here. Ian feels safe here. There, nice work. trapping that leg. What he did was he hooked that heel, or he hooked his heel on the ankle and opened it up very nicely. Whew. Yep. Let's go, Islam. I like this position. Those knees, the hanging. He's going to pull him away. Watch. I like that. So Ian's using the fence. We all know that. He uses the fence there to kind of use it as like a third leg, like something to lean against, something to brace against so he can try to stand up. Islam's going to try to bounce him off of the cage a little bit and try to like create some space. So he can maybe shift his weight to the other side and get in between him and the fence. There it is. There it is. See? This is how he just relaxed here, composed here. Use those knees to the head. Gary's son is cheering for Islam right now. That's somebody just said that, like 808. This is one of the most frustrating things to deal with Islam. Not Khabib so much, is the way he continuously kicks the feet, the way he continuously like kind of try to break your balance, opens the leg like that. That's always going to make Ian kind of like re-brace. It's going to make him use his leg muscles, start to slow him down as the fight goes on. And if Ian needs to stay on his bike so he doesn't get taken down, that's going to start to pay dividends for Islam as the fight goes on. Nice job. Ian did a good job of not really kind of fully giving up his back. There it is. Great job. Islam doing a good job right now. Gary just kind of weathering the storm. Try not to allow him to get both hooks in. I think someone said Islam's going to gas. I think at 170, I don't think we see a gassed Islam. I think the weight cuts at 155. You could tell by round 3, 4, 5, he was starting to struggle a little bit. It's a lot. He was cutting 35 pounds, 30-something pounds to make 155. You know, I think in this weight class, I think he's walking around 92, 93, makes 70. He's not a big welterweight. Like Ian's a big welterweight. Pratis is a big welterweight. Shavkat is a big welterweight. Take a deep breath. That takedown came a little too easy for my kind. If I'm Ian Garry, even Gary's corner, I'm saying that was a little bit too easy. We've got to make him work a little bit harder for that takedown. But he was good. He didn't really take a lot of damage, you know, and did a good job. So how the fuck is Herb not separate them? Thanks for the super chat. Whoops. Thanks for the super chat. The reason being is because Islam's staying busy against the fence, and we're in round 1 of a title fight. People don't come here to watch the ref do the work. So Zeke 6629, man, thanks for the super chat as well. This is my problem with Islam. You have to admit all of his fights are pretty much boring. No, I don't have to admit that, Zeke. I do love you, but he's got like 9 finishes in his last 11 fights. So boring. I mean, I can't say that. Great fighter, but he has to be the heavier fighter to win. I mean, he pretty much dominated JDM. He's dominating Ian right now, and I can't say he's the heavier fighter. There's a lot of fights still left in this fight. That scares me a little bit. The speed and the reach, that right there, that little kick to the thigh. No, I can't really agree with you on that, Zeke 6629. But thanks for the super chat, man. He's got finishes in a lot of his fights. Watch that single leg takedown again. There we go. That. Great job by Ian, keeping that range. I want to see Islam throw that head kick himself. I want to see him set it up, maybe. Yeah, you can tell Islam a little bit hesitant right now. Not diving for the legs. Like to see him throw. Ooh, that was nice. I like that little uppercut. Islam pawing with that lead hand a little bit. Ian Garry trying to get control over that lead hand of Islam as well. I thought Ian would be on his bike a little bit more, but I think Islam's just kind of standing right in front of him and think he knows, like, hey, I don't need to move around a lot. Throw the kick back. You got to return that kick. The speed of Ian is very apparent. Like, Islam's not as fast as Ian, but man, Islam is, I think Ian knows that the takedown can come at any moment. So he's got to be very careful with his punches and his kicks. Islam got to get busier. Oh, come on. That's going to, like, that type of stuff drives me crazy. Oh, nice knee. I don't like, I hate when they get into that, when he gets into this knee clinch thing. When he grabs and plums on that tie plum, I don't like it. I've never liked it with Islam because he's such a good wrestler. I'd like to see him. And this was the question I had. Will Ian Garry try to take Islam down himself? Because we saw that with Shavkat. Ian Garry took down Shavkat in their fight. Oh, big head kick. Beautiful. Don't get rushed. Don't rush. Don't rush. Stay composed. Don't chase. It's there. Nobody had this in their book. Oh, beautiful takedown. Nice head and arm throw. What a transition. Oh, man. Oh, top pressure. This is where he does work. Look, he did this with Charles Oliveira. He dropped Charles, jumped right in. Watch for the side choke. Watch for the side choke. He's looking to control and get into that crucifix position. Beautiful. Right on the chin. Bink. Javier and I just talked about this on the show. I said, look, he had taught me, you just need to get it up there fast. You don't need to throw a lot of power behind it. All it's got to do is graze the chin, put you down. Islam's got 1:35 left. 1:35 left. Holy shite. This wasn't on your bingo cards, huh? Huh? Islam hitting him with the right hook and then landing the rear leg head kick, sitting him to his butt. A lot of fight left still. Ian doing a good job not allowing himself to get put into a full guard. Or letting himself get put into full mount. I like this position right here. This is where he's going to really start to do work. If Ian starts to dig that underhook, see how he's not trying to dig the underhook? Oh, there's the submission. Ooh, nice elbow. Watch for it. Oh, there he goes. He's trying to set it up right now. He's keeping him hooked. See how he's trying to, Ian Garry's just trying to keep his elbows in so he can't get submitted. Very hard to fight someone who just is very defensive. You saw it with JDM. JDM only opened up to try to hit the octopus guard. Never worked. Oh, nice job by Ian Garry. Nice job. Good job by Islam, though. 10 seconds, 12 seconds, 9 seconds. I know clock was all off. I was all off. Oh, he tried to do that little step behind trip. We saw that in one of the earlier fights. Look at this. Bink right on the chin. Sits Ian Garry down. Throws the right hook, clubs him and going that direction. That's what you want to do. Anytime you want to feint that right hand, didn't care whether the right hook landed, but he wanted the left head kick to come right after that. The right hand, the right hook pushes you that direction, and it makes you think about that side as the kick comes from the other direction. Great job. Still a lot of fight left, though. Still a lot of fight left. Damn, Ian has good defense. Yeah, it's good defense. Good wrist control. It looks like Ian's got like kind of bigger hands. So it looks like he's got good wrist control. Let's go. Yeah. I gotta work on getting the timer up for you guys, man. So we had a timer set up, but for some reason it hasn't been working well on my platform that I'm using. So I've got to find a way to get this thing set up a little bit better. Let's go. A lot of fight left, though. A lot of fight left. Ian's going to be a conditioned athlete. He's used to working really well in terms of his movement. Cardio, I don't think it's going to be a problem for Ian Garry. They're pawing at each other. I love how Islam's taking his time. What concerned me was that if he would rush things a little bit, like, oh, I got to come out and get the takedown. I don't think so. I think Ian's a little bit nervous as well. He doesn't want to rush in on something. I was giving the breakdown before about how Ian's probably not going to throw more than 1 or 2 punches or 1 kick or 1 punch at a time because he's afraid of overcommitting and getting taken down. All right. Inside leg, outside leg. A lot of fight left. Islam looks phenomenal at 170 right now. He looks good. He looks undersized compared to Ian. Like Pratis and Ian are about the same size. So when you see him probably next to Morales and Pratis and Ian, people say like Zeke 6629 was like, oh, he only wins the guys where he's kind of the bigger guy. Well, he's not the bigger guy in this situation. He's just he's the one that has more experience with a bigger name in this fight. You want 5 rounds. Somebody said, I want 5 rounds. Islam is paralyzing Ian. Yeah. But that's to be expected. When you have a guy that can wrestle as good as Islam and a guy that can wrestle like as good as Khabib, offensively, you're afraid to commit to anything because you can get taken down. If you get taken down, you've seen you can lose the rest of the round that way. Islam is not the heavier guy, I don't think. We'll have to check and see. We'll see what they weighed in on the day of. There it is. He'll switch. And this is where he's comfortable. See, Ian was looking at the Conor McGregor video and, hey, all I got to do is just go deep waist or deep butt here. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Oh. Nice work, though, by Ian. He should just make space. There it is. Backed out that time with his hands up. Someone said Islam's slowing down. I don't think he's slowing down. I'm just thinking Ian's not throwing anything, and Islam's not going to take a chance. He wants to try to get a reaction out of Ian before he shoots the takedown. Offensively, it's only been Islam. There's a push kick. There's 1 shot. We'll see the pawing of the hand of Ian. But offensively, it's only been Islam trying to get the fight to the ground or trying to get shots in. Ian's going to have to throw more than 1 or 1 or 2 if he's going to have any type of chance of winning this title. Nah, Islam's got to keep that left hand up. Got to be very careful. I'd like to see Islam throw a couple of the head kicks on that side too. That'll keep Ian's right hand a little bit more loyal. Oh, there it is. Got to keep that left hand up, Islam. Right now, the round is going to Ian. We got a minute left. He's got to get this takedown. He's got to get some work in. $40 seconds. Oh. To be honest, guys, like my whole game plan for Ian was to stick and move, stay on the outside. Right now, he's taking the center of the cage. He's kind of daring Islam to go ahead and wrestle or to throw combinations. Ooh, nice body kick, though, by Ian. Possibly taking the round off. I don't know. We're going to see. I think Zeke might have been right, man. Maybe he is slowing down a little bit. You got to be cautious, man. He's got to be more. He's got to give more pressure. He's got to be more pressure. Can't take those kind of things off. He's not breathing heavy, so he just kind of big deep breath in, big deep breath out. I thought a good round for Ian. You know, give him some water, guys. Give him some water. There it is. Come on. Got too many people in his face, man. Too many people in his face. Let House do his work, man. Let House do his work. That's what House is there for. The hand wrap and the corner guy. Look at DC breaking down the action. The head was too much on there, and then Ian was able to scoot out against the fence because Islam needed to be able to circle that way, and he couldn't do it because the fence was there. So that Ian was able to kind of push off the fence and hip into him and get to the top position. Good job by Ian on using that fence to block him from getting that way. And then he also kicked off on the fence to kind of hip into him, which gave him the energy to get to the top. 2-1. 2-1 Islam. 2-1 Islam. Going into the fourth right now. Touching gloves. Bink. We're at 457, 456, 455 of the fourth round. It's 2-1 Islam right now, I think. It's fair to say, I believe. Islam dropped Ian Garry with a head kick in the second round. The problem is that I've said this, I don't know how many times, you cannot win a title from someone if you don't throw punches. We are 30 seconds in to the fourth round, and Ian Garry has only thrown one kick to the leg. Now one kick to the body. You have to remember, you're not the champion. You need to push. You need to show that you're, I'm not saying that has a decision, that doesn't give any bearing on the decision by the judges. When it comes to okay, look, you threw 3 or 4 more strikes than the champ. You won the round, but you've got to go out there and throw more combinations. He's throwing one shot at a time. Islam looked like he's recovered a little bit from the last round, so he's got a little bit more pep in his step. See. Just outside the range. Yeah, Islam is hesitating because I think the speed's giving a little bit of problems. There's that single again. Ian doing a good job. Look, that worked. It worked last round. This is where Islam is going to reach. May try to roll him through. There it is. Hit the reshot. Sitting him. Go. It's got around the waist. Done. Try to take him down. He's back to the fence. Wrist control to the hip. Nice job. Islam worked his way up. Be very careful, though. You're getting a little bit too high. He's so tall. He's got to, what are you doing? Ian's just talking to the ref. What are we doing? Oh no, his toes in the fence because he's stepping in against the fence. There's no border on the bottom there. Islam's got to be careful, man, because you've got to do work in these positions. Getting in on this takedown, Ian not getting to the ground. The new scoring criteria is this is not enough to win. You need to do some damage. I'd hate to see him not win this round, even though he's controlled the whole round. It's not enough. You got to do work. You got to land some shots. There, I like that single. I like that transition back to the single leg. Yep. It's got to get in deep. Kind of lift and scoop if he can. Fourth round still going. We're at 144, 143. There it is. Nice job. Big slam. That's what the kind of takedown that they're looking for when they're scoring. That's a big scoring takedown. The knees are doing work. This is going to be a close round. If I'm a judge, this is a close round so far for me to judge. I just went through John McCarthy's scoring criteria, or his judging criteria, command course, which I passed. I didn't pass the referee portion, by the way. That's for another time. We'll talk about that another time. There's those foot sweeps again. But he's got to get busier. He's got to get busier in these positions here. Oh, not good. Got 1 minute. Yeah, look, I'm telling you guys, by the scoring criteria, it could be 2-2 if he doesn't get something here. He's got to get to the back. These are shots. Islam hanging on. This is a close round, man. It's a close round. He's got to get this round. Yeah. Ooh, it's gonna either be 2-2 or it's gonna be 3-1 Islam, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if the judges said it was 2-2. He's got to win this round. Stop with this bullshit, man. I would be so mad. Get off me. What's up? What's up? What's up? Moose Lightning 8391. I basically said, like, hey, if you want to win this, if Ian Garry needs to win this fight, he needs to make it a boring fight. He's done enough to kind of like stop what Islam is doing. But this is a very hard round to judge. Very hard round to judge. Zeke 6629. I have it 2-2. I felt like Garry did more damage. You could probably say that. It's close. Close round. Thanks for the super chat, my man. I know you always come through for me, man. I appreciate it. Not where this, and like I said, how much pressure is it? How much pressure is there that, hey, you're trying to beat Anderson Silva's consecutive fight win streak record? You're trying to do that. Then you're trying to, obviously defend your second title. So many things. So many things. So there's so much that, like he's trying to do right now, and it puts more pressure on him to win this fight. Ian looks good. Yeah, he needs to win this round. Whether it's 3-1 or 2-2, either way, he needs to get busy. Let's see. Come on. Still filling each other out. Come on. Ian's throwing right now. He's nothing really landing, but he's being the aggressor, and the shots are coming out. Islam's got to get something. He's got to get something to land. Like, I know he had a good second round where he dropped Ian Garry with the head kick, but there's another straight right by Ian. Like I said, if Ian's going to win this fight, he would have to make it a boring fight. One shot, one kick. And then Islam couldn't get frustrated. He's got to be able to. Islam's got to be able to get off, but he's not. He's waiting right now. He hasn't thrown anything in this round. He's got to go. He's got to go. This is round 5. There's that takedown. Will he go? Oh, he's got it. He's got that. Got up on the body. He's got to get this takedown, though. He keeps allowing him to get to the fucking fence. Ooh, he's got the underhook there as well. He's got to kill that underhook. He's got to go to I think he's got to go deep butt for the backside and lift and scoop. Very much how Bilal did Leon Edwards. Lift him, dump him forward right onto his face. Get to a good position. There, nice. Look at that. Nice. Oh, I told you guys, though, this is where Islam, when people think that like he's not going to chase submissions in the 5th round, go back to the Dustin Poirier fight. He could have just probably went through that, controlled the top position, but no, he chased the submission, got the finish, had some success. He's got this here. Heavy. Watch that. Start working that guillotine. Ian's got good wrist control, very good defensive fighter. And that's what's so frustrating about fighting a guy who doesn't want to grapple at all, doesn't really use the techniques other than just wrist control, trying to get himself out, which is fair. Ooh, figure 4 right there. Now he's got to get busy, though, on chasing this submission. Ooh, look at the ribs on Islam. Body kicks. Pretty even fight. It is. These guys, man, spammers are killing us, huh? We're getting crushed by the spammers right now in the middle of this fight. Why? Why would you do this to anybody? Yep. I didn't hear what Herb Dean said. It must have been something about grabbing the glove. It's got to get in. You got to be threatening a submission somehow, some way. Got to hit this choke. The wrist control by Ian Garry is really giving Islam some problems. I mean, he's got to get busy, man. Islam's got to get busy. Choking, he's got to get busy. Submission. There we go. Get on that neck. I kind of love the smother effect too. If he does like a Gordon Ryan where like you basically like kind of double arm across the face, like that as well. There it is. There it is. Yeah, more of that. More of that. Right now we're at 15 seconds left in the 5th round. Islam is on the back of Ian Garry. I mean, I think it was 2-2 going into round 5. I think this won Islam the fight. Oh, side choke. Oh, time. I hope Ian Garry doesn't try to pull him down to like do the whole like kneel down to each other. Yeah. That shit drives me crazy. Like his last like 6 fights or something, I've seen every time he gets done fighting somebody, like tries to pull them down to like kneel down in front of him like the Muay Thai. It drives me nuts. I'm like, bro, not everyone's into that shit. Someone like if I had one guy a long time ago in kickboxing try to do that, I was like, get off me. What are you doing? Not a great performance by Islam. Look, I said this, Zeke. I said yesterday morning I woke up feeling like this is going to be a lot tougher fight than people were thinking. This morning I woke up and I'm like, there are definitely more paths to victory than all of us have been thinking. And he fought a different fight than I thought he would fight, Ian Garry. I thought he'd be moving a lot more, but he took the center of the cage and he just kind of like pawed, feinted a lot. That posed problems, man. The speed of Ian Garry is something that all fighters have to be worried about, concerned about. Like Shavkat's not a super fast fighter. Pratis is not a super fast fighter. Ian Garry is fast. And because he's so long, it's difficult to deal with. Definitely difficult to deal with. So definitely not the performance we thought we were going to get out of Islam, but let's see what the judges say. I'm interested to see how they judge that, even the 5th round. I know he was on the back, but there was never a threat of a submission. So what are we... I'm telling you guys, I took that command class and the judging criteria, and it changed the way that I look at these fights. And I'm thinking to myself, man, this could go the other way. But I think Islam did because he had the back. Is it a split decision or is it unanimous? Yep, there it is. Nice work. Let me get to this super chat. Great job, by my boy. you have to respect Ian's defense. I do. You have to respect his defense, but it's a very, like you said, very defensive fighter. Very defensive fighter. But those guys are always hard to deal with because all they do is wrist control. They hang out. They're okay with giving up the round. And ultimately, that's what happened in the 5th round. He gave up his back. He allowed Islam to get the figure 4, and he was comfortable just hanging out there. He wasn't really trying to escape. He was just trying to control the wrist. Didn't really try to get out. Jack spent all his time on the ground flattened. He spent all his time on the ground flattened, but he didn't chase any submissions. He didn't try to get back up. He tried to hit that octopus sweep the whole time, and it didn't work. So Jack's issue was different than Ian's. So, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. Defensive guys, if you ever grapple with someone, gi or no gi, and all they do is clam up and they don't do anything, you're like, shit. So, hey guys, just so you guys know, Josh, you are too biased to admit Islam is boring. This was not a great fight. That is not the case. Tell me the Dustin Poirier fight was boring. Tell me his Moicano fight, his Dan Hooker fight. He submitted all of them. I don't understand his Charles Oliveira fight when he won the title. Submitted him. He's the only one that did really any real damage in this fight. He dropped Ian Garry with a head kick in the 2nd round. I get it. The fight itself could have been more exciting. But look, let's just talk. Ian Garry's not the easiest guy to deal with. The speed, the height, the reach, all those things. Fast. He's super fast. You got to give him his flowers, man. He lost, but you got to give Ian Garry his flowers. He's not the easiest guy to fight. Tough fight. Tough fight. So I understand what you guys are saying. Hey, I'm going to jump off right now. We'll jump back on. I'm going to go use the restroom, come back on. New link on the YouTube channel. I'll do a full reaction video for this coming up right now on the Weighing In YouTube channel. Hit that bell, hit the subscription button. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys have been awesome. Join me in about 5 minutes, maybe less, right after. Okay, we'll be back on here, give you my reaction on this. All right, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I'm going to leave you guys with this. Saturday mornings used to mean coffee and sidelines. Now it's game time for all of us. We're running drills, chasing goals, and yeah, trying to keep up with each other. Soccer, lacrosse, doesn't matter. What matters is we're doing it together. But here's the thing I didn't expect. Training with your kids, it hits different. You sweat more, you push harder. If you're not careful, you could burn yourself out. That's why I started bringing Element. No sugar, no junk, just electrolytes. Sodium, potassium, magnesium. So you can stay sharp, stay moving, and stay in the game. Because when your kids look over and say, "Come on, Dad, keep up," you don't want to sit this one out. You want to be right there with them. Hydration isn't just about performance. It's about showing up. For them, for yourself, for moments like this. Element.
Stay salty.
Stay salty, my